Greetings, people. I am Sidra, your host for today's evening. I welcome you all to the third and the last day of Inspire India program 2021. Today, we'll start with Mr. Harshvardhan Mishra, who will tell us about open source and GSOC. Then we'll have Mr. Sachin Pandi, who will tell us about Skillshare Foundation. And then we'll have Mr. Omar Shindy, who will tell us about IIT and Community X. And at last, we'll have Mr. Sandeep Singh, who will tell us about KOI. I am sure you'll learn a lot from today's session. Now, I would request Chaitanya to proceed further.
Thank you, Sidra. Now I would like to welcome our first speaker, Harshvardhan Mishra. Harsh is a junior year student at Satyabama IST, currently undertaking bachelor's in computer science and engineering. He cracked GSOC 21 for Metacall and is now also an intern at Red Hat with the CCS team. He had been an MLH fellow for the fall 2020 batch and is also a former software engineering intern at QXF2 Services and also a summer intern at Schoolify. Welcome, Harsh. It's inspiring to have a really young achiever like you here. I hope you're doing well. Welcome.
Thanks, Chaitanya, for the welcome, and I hope you're doing good.
Yes, I am. So, how are you doing in this lockdown time? What is your daily schedule? How are things going?
So things are going pretty well. They are just a bit hectic sometimes, and my daily schedule is like just working at my projects and all, like in Google Summer of Code, and I'm also interning like at Red Hat. So both of them are like nearly part-time commitments. So that's how my work is going, and most of my schedule is around planning for both of these projects and like working on that. So that's totally about it.
So you're involved in so many activities, so many achievements. So how do you like allot time for all of them? Like how do you fit in everything?
So this is one of the most essential fundamentals that we usually look to learn, and it is like time management. So many people just say like time management is about allotting equal amount of time to each and every task. But sometimes we need to go ahead of that, and we need to make sure that whatever work we are doing, it is productive in nature. We are prioritizing it, and we are making sure that we time block all of these activities. So most of the people, what they do is like they take everything as a whole. They will not try to break down their work into like multiple chunks, and they will try to instead like complete each and every task like within a single day itself, and that really works. So the best way to manage all of the time management issues is like you can take up a work. It can be a project, it can be an assignment, it can be even a preparation for exam, and you can just break down all of them like into multiple chunks, and you can take all of these chunks individually, like go in a sprint manner. So this is where we basically arrive at product management methodologies like using sprints, uh, like following the scrum and all of that. So you basically divide your work, you take up each of them, and you try to complete them as soon as possible and then jump into the next task. So this is like how I try to manage all of my work. So every morning, my first task is to like basically plan out all of the things that I need to do. I just crack them into multiple chunks. I started working on them. And once I complete that, I will just move it to completed, and I will move to the next thing. So that keeps the entire thing accountable, and it is also manageable for me to make sure that whatever I'm doing, it is exactly happening within the schedule.
Yes, I think that's a very effective and practical schedule.
Yeah.
So yeah. So can you tell us about the current status of the market? What are the demands and the requirement of the market?
So I have not yet jumped into corporate. I will be doing that like by the next year once I graduate. But as an intern or as a like part-time developer at a lot of companies and startups, I just came to know like people are sometimes trying to follow the wrong trends coming into the market. Like when I was a sophomore, I just used to like think that machine learning and data science is the one big thing that will lead us to a good job. And many people, not only me, but also from my own college and my own peers from the other colleges and universities, they used to follow machine learning, data science like crazy, because we were like driven by market trends. And we used to think like machine learning is something that is going to help us get a good job. But that rarely happened. So as far as I've noticed, the market is still going very strong on the core fundamentals, and there is a reason why a lot of big tech companies are like focusing on the core fundamentals itself, like the core computer science concepts like data structures and algorithms, or uh, database management system, compiler design, operating systems, and all of that. But if you take a look at the startups, the whole demand drastically changes. And now the demand is all about knowing the basics of web development, because a lot of the companies are building web products. Some of these companies are putting a mobile first focus, so they are building mobile applications. And almost every company is using cloud these days. So Amazon Web Services, Azure, Google Cloud Platform. So these are going strong in the market. So if you're a freshman, if you're a sophomore, or you want to explore a field and maybe want to specialize in that, apart from your core CS concept, maybe learning a development stack, either it is web or it is mobile, and doing some DevOps things like cloud, Kubernetes, Docker, learning about containerization. These are the things that can be really helpful for you to upskill yourself in the market. There are a lot of other things, there are a lot of other technologies, but this is a thing that is fetching the most jobs in the market right now. And it can also bring you some good internships. It can also bring you some good experience in developing and scaling products across all spectrums.
Right, right. So now coming to open source, can you tell us what exactly is open source and how do beginners get started with open source?
Yeah, sure. So, open source sort of started as a hobby for a lot of developers. If I take the example of Linus Torvalds, so Linus Torvalds is like the creator of the Linux kernel and also the Git version control tool, and he's regarded as the pinnacle of the open source methodology, the open source philosophy. So I was like listening to one of his interesting conversations about India, and he basically said that open source development is more about hobby, and a lot of the developers, they jumped into open source because they were like really passionate about developing and keeping their work free and accessible for everyone. So if someone just goes back into the history and see like how the history of open source has basically played out, they would realize that open source faced a lot of the problems. They faced a lot of blockers, especially from companies that were like really promoting their closed source product. But open source still persisted, and right now it is going strong. Almost every company these days has a strong open source focus. Like even Microsoft, which was so much against open source, has a lot of the products, a lot of the tools in open source right now. Like VS Code is there, Double NI is there. Like I'm a contributor to Double NI. So there are a lot of things. Google also has a lot of open source products. TensorFlow is one good example of that. We have got Flutter. So all of these are going strong right now. And open source is really changing the way that we look at the world, because almost every company is using open source, and sometimes they're also developing their own open source methodologies and toolings. So as I said before, open source is for hobbyists. It is for developers who like to contribute to a project in the part-time, and they want to develop their skills further under the guidance or a mentorship of some senior people, like senior developers. So open source can do a lot of the things that you will get to know once you jump into the corporate. Like you will come to know like how to write clean code, how to document your code, how to write test cases, and all of that. This is something that not a lot of people in their undergraduate will exactly learn. This is something that people will learn only when they get a good job. So open source can do all of these things for you in a very short span of time. But how exactly can you get started with open source? So the solution is very simple. First, you create a GitHub account or a GitLab account, like whatever place you wish to contribute to. A lot of the open source organizations are using GitHub as their primary Git hosting environment. Some organizations like KDE or Python Software Foundation is using GitLab, but it completely depends on either of the two. What exactly are you familiar with? And once you do that, you first join a community. So there are a lot of open source communities right now. Like I'm personally a part of Metacall and Moja Global. So Metacall uh, is a Google Summer of Code organization with which I'm working right now. And Mojo Global comes under the Linux Foundation, and it is basically working for the climate change and tracking the greenhouse gas emissions. So I'm a technical writer with them. Apart from this, you have got CNCF, you have got the Linux Foundation, and a lot of different organizations. It is not just limited to Google Summer of Code or Google Season of Talks or any other open source program. So you find any particular organization that you exactly try to connect with. So the first community that I joined was Layer 5. So I really liked their idea, like it was around mesheries and all, like Kubernetes stuff. And I joined them and I was like really greeted by a lot of new contributors. So find a community that you can exactly connect with, join them, try to talk with the other contributors. They have a lot of insight to share to you about how the whole organization works, how the whole community works. Next, you can join their weekly or bi-weekly meetings. So these meetings are like a treasure trove for you to basically know about the whole community, the whole organization. And this is where you can get your journey started. So remember, every community, they don't exactly like you don't exactly need to submit a pull request to exactly contribute to that or something like of that sort. You can communicate, you can help the new contributors, you can contribute in a lot of different ways other than code, so that you can exactly learn from the community, because this is what we are doing it for. Open source is not just about GSOC or GSOD or MLH fellowship. It is about learning during the whole process and also gaining some experience and expertise out of it.
Okay. So, can we add open source in our resume, and can we expect it to have great value in our resume?
So
As part
a lot of the people have varying points about that. So it completely depends. I have seen a lot of the people who have been previous Google Summer of Code students, and adding that particular name on their resume or on their portfolio was not at all beneficial. They were just like treated some as the normal candidates. But there are some cases where students who contribute to open source, they are more regarded. So it completely depends if the company that we're applying to exactly understands open source or not. If they don't understand, you still have to be like going through all of these standard processes. Like they will be testing you on your core CS skills. This is where most of the people are sloppy at. But if the companies exactly understand, like there are a lot of companies who know what these open source programs do. And in some way, these open source programs like instruct you and they basically train you in a way that most people are not. Like you can exactly contribute to a large open source software. You can work in a team, you can report bugs, you can contribute code, you can do a lot of the things that most of the people don't exactly know in their undergraduate career. So if the recruiters exactly understand that, it would be really easy for them to like basically judge you, to basically find whether you are fit for a particular role or not. But on a feel good basis, do mention your open source contributions on your portfolio. Like make sure that people know about it. You can also use it for your own personal branding, because contributing to open source requires a lot of expertise. It sometimes requires a lot of patience as well. So celebrate your small wins and make sure that whatever you do, it is constructive and it is bringing a positive impact on your profile.
yeah. Okay. Is it the same for internships as well? Like having open source as a skill, will it get us a lot of
Exactly.
internships? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, coming to the student programs like GSOC, what are the benefits and how do we prepare? And especially, what was your roadmap to crack? What is your roadmap idea to crack GSOC 21?
Okay, so Google Summer of Code is not exactly a thing to be cracked. The first reason is like it is not an exam like joint entrance examination or GATE or CAT, where we basically prepare and we sit for it and we basically crack it up, because in these exams everyone is judged on an equal footing. But in Google Summer of Code, there are tons of organizations, tons of projects. And if you're getting selected into one project, that doesn't mean you can get selected into the other project. So it requires a lot of expertise that is very, very specific to one single organization or one single project. So I came to know about Google Summer of Code in my second year, I guess. Yeah, in my second year. And it came through one of my super seniors. He was the first student from our college to basically get into Google Summer of Code. And I was mentored by him to some extent. And then I started doing my own exploration and all. So at first I knew that I directly cannot jump into Google Summer of Code. I have to basically upskill myself through some basic open source programs, like smaller ones. So I started participating in various student run open source programs, like Girl Script Summer of Code. Like, it is one popular open source program right now for beginners. Then we had JIIT Month of Code. And after these experiences, I started contributing to these open source program as a mentor or as a project admin. Like, I had a lot of projects, so I wanted some people to contribute to them. And while mentoring them, while administering my projects, I came to know a lot about these open source methodologies, the philosophies behind it, and all of that. But I still kept my contribution game up and going. I contributed to a lot of projects like Google's Tracks and Turbinia, Amazon Web Services serverless application model, Microsoft's Double NI, Uber's Casual ML, just to name a few. And by the time when I gained my experience, it was already 2021. And the applications for Google Summer of Code would be starting like in 3 months only. So at that time, I started basically finding out organizations, and I shortlisted only 2 organizations at that time. It was OWASP, which basically works for cybersecurity and all of that stuff. And the second one was CC Extractor. So I started contributing to both of them. I found some good projects that I can basically contribute to. But then again, I was facing a huge blocker on creating a proper proposal for that. So I was like, I started writing the proposal. I started like researching further on the project. And it was at this time I came to know about Metacall. So Metacall is a fairly new organization. It was participating in Google Summer of Code for the first time. And I joined the community even before the Google Summer of Code organizations were announced. So I joined the community. I was supported by the organization admin, who would later become my mentor. And I also wrote a proof of concept, and I wrote a blog on that. And after a few days, I came to know that Metacall was selected into Google Summer of Code. And I was like on the cloud 9. And I just expressed my interest that I will be applying to Google Summer of Code through this organization. So it was one of my options. And I said, like, I will be writing a proposal for one of the projects that I was interested in. So I started writing the proposal. It took a bit of a time. And by the time the whole review process was over and everything was done, only a few days were left for the application process to end. And I did not have time to write proposals for CC Extractor and OWASP. So I just decided to give it the best shot. I decided like I will be applying to only one single organization, and whatever happens, let's see what happens. So I just left everything on the future. And I submitted my application, and I decided to wait for the waiting period. So waiting period is exactly the time when you submit your proposal, like the final proposal, and the results are to be announced. But I decided that I will not be waiting during that. I will just go ahead and like start contributing even more. So I made a couple of things for the organization. Like, I wrote a whole getting started guide for new contributors. I contributed to some of their code library stuff and all of that. And once the results were out, I was really happy to find that my proposal was selected out of a few of the proposals that they have got. And I started to work with my projects during that. So that was my whole journey about Google Summer of Code. And I would not say like it is quite inspirational or something like that. It is just that I found a right project at the very right point of time. And I managed to write a good proposal for the same, and I managed to put that up. Not a lot of people get this benefit. A lot of the people try to apply to projects that they are not exactly passionate about, or sometimes the mentors are not helpful. They will not give you feedback or any sort of support on your proposal. And you might get rejected because of that. This has happened with a couple of my friends. They were working really hard on their proposal, but they got rejected because they were not in sync with the mentor. Sometimes it happens that your proposal is not up to the mark, or is not up to the mark that the mentor or the organization admin actually liked it to be. So it totally depends. No one is on an equal footing. It completely depends upon the organization that you're working with, and how exactly do you strategize and how exactly do you plan for your application.
Okay, so congratulations on getting selected. I'm sure that your experience would give an idea to all the participants here about what to do and what not to do for getting selected. So the next question is, like there are a lot of organizations like these, but how do we select the one that will suit our requirements and our skills?
So the first step that most of the people say is to find an organization depending upon your technology stack. So if you know Python, try to find those organizations that are working in Python. If you know JavaScript, try to find projects that are in JavaScript. I will say try to go in a reverse mode. Try to find the projects that you are exactly passionate about. So a lot of the people like to work with front end stuff, so they can go with front end projects. It doesn't matter if it is in React or Angular or Vue. If you're passionate about backend, you can go with a backend project that may be in Django or Node.js or Ruby or Rails. And once you try to explore these projects, once you contribute to them, you can get to know a lot of these stuffs about how these technologies work and how can you exactly contribute to that. So try to find a project or an organization that you're exactly passionate about. If I talk about my organization, Metacall, so Metacall basically works for cross-language function call. So in very, very layman terms, it exactly allows you to use a JavaScript code inside your Python code and your Ruby code inside your C++ code, which isn't exactly possible. And if you check out the internal architecture, the internal toolings, it is a hell lot of complex thing. Like it has been developed by my mentor like for the past 4 years. And once I got to take a look at the project, once I got to take a look at the organization, I just came to know like this is the best thing that I want to go with. And this is why I filled for the organization. I picked up a project that I really feel I was confident about, and I started working on that, even though it was not my actual comfort zone. It was not my cup of tea. So I had to learn a lot of this stuff even before the application process and after the application process to make sure that if I get selected, I can exactly contribute to that with a certain degree of efficiency. So you can do the same as well. Try to find the projects, try to find the organizations that you're exactly passionate about. And if you're familiar with the technology stack, that is well and good. You can start contributing to it. Maybe you can first get started with the documentation issues. Like if it is a Python code, a lot of the Python code lacks doc strings. So start adding these doc strings because that can exactly help anyone else to know about what exactly is this code doing. Or maybe fill up the missing gaps in the documentation, like around user documentation or developer documentation. So documentation can give you a lot of buffer time where you can explore the technology stack, explore how the core structure of the whole project is working, and how exactly can you plug your contributions in. Once you have the basic understanding of the project, then just set it up on your local machine, see if it is working properly or not. When I was working at CC Extractor, the project that I picked up, it was not even working. So the installation was failing. I basically fixed up the installation so that the other people can really find it easy to contribute to it. So this is how you can easily get started with the contributions. And once you have a fair idea, like there isn't a specific metric that you need to submit these many pull requests and these many contributions. Once you're comfortable with the project, once you think that you can extend the features, you can reach out to the mentor or the admin. You can even take up like a small project, like a small proof of concept, if you want for your case, or else you can start working on a proposal, get it reviewed. There would be a lot of reviews like the first round of review or the second round of review or the third round of review. And once everything is pretty much satisfied, you can just go ahead and submit your proposal. And fingers crossed, just wait for the application period. But in this waiting period also, you can do a lot of the things. You can start building your project. A lot of my fellow GSOC participants already started working on their project even before the results were declared. So by the time the coding period has started, most of them have already finished like 40 to 50% of their project, and they are chilling up right now. I'm also included one of them. And you can also try to explore some other projects in the organization that maybe you would like to contribute to. And during the whole process, just keep the focus upon learning. Even if you don't get selected, you will exactly get to learn a lot. You will exactly get to know a lot that you can maybe use for a lot of the other stuff in the coming weeks or months.
Exactly. So my last question is: any tips and suggestions for all those who want to start open source and all those who want to participate in GSOC?
So if you're not exactly able to participate in Google Summer of Code, there are some other programs as well. Like the first one is Google Season of Talks. I'm a Google Season of Talks participant, so I'm doing two of the Google open source programs parallelly. So Google Season of Talks is mainly for technical writers. So if you're passionate about technical writing, if you're passionate about documentation and all, you can fill up for this program. The main difference between Google Summer of Code and Google Season of Talks is the first is the time duration. Google Summer of Code is for 10 weeks, while Google Season of Talks can extend from like 6 months to 7 months. And that is a lot of time where you can basically explore your organization, contribute even in much better ways. The second is like in Google Summer of Code, you might be spending all of your time in development and a few of your time in documentation. But in Google Season of Talks, most of your time would be spent in documentation. But you can also take up like some coding projects and all. Like in my Google Season of Talks project, there is a scope for developing a complete community website. So that is the one coding part that we will be doing. Uh, and also the whole process in Google Season of Talks is decentralized. You don't exactly have to go through Google. Google will just be providing you funds, the stipend and all of that. You have to basically pitch yourself before the organization, and it completely depends upon the organization whether they want to pursue with you or whether they want to like give you a chance at some other point of time. So if you want to go with Google Season of Talks, you can just check out the organizations on the actual page. You can get to know about them from right now, and you can start contributing from this very time, so that by the next year or by after some months, when this program reboots itself, you can exactly pitch in yourself with a much stronger profile. Other than Google Season of Talks, we have got MLH Fellowship. I was an MLH Fellow for the fall 2020 batch, like the last year. And this is also a great open source program. They have got a really great projects. So if you're into JavaScript or TypeScript, you have got React, React Native, Jest, Docusaurus. If you're into Python, maybe you can go for Bento ML, Scikit-learn, Palettes, and you will be basically put in a pod of like 10 co-fellows, and you will basically work with them, maybe contributing to some open source project or maybe collaborating in a hackathon. And they offer you some like really nice stipend as well and some really nice prizes, so you can exactly capitalize on the same. And the last program that is not known to a lot of people is the Community Bridge Mentorship Program, which is by the Linux Foundation. And it has also got a lot of organizations like CNCF, Hyperledger, Red Hat, Jenkins, and more. So you can also collaborate with them. You can also contribute to that. They don't require a proposal, but they do require a very strong resume, a very strong cover letter, and a very strong sense on how can you exactly contribute to their projects and how can you exactly make a difference. So these are all the open source programs that you can contribute to in some way or the other.
Okay, that's amazing. So now I think you can take up questions from the audience.
Sure.
So I think there are a lot of questions. So
Yeah.
yeah, how to understand large code bases?
So this process is difficult. It will take a bit of a time, but it can be easily understood. So the first process that we usually do is like when we clone the project and when we put it on our local machine, first do something that we call as a breadth first search. So breadth first search is exactly, as you might know, it is a graph algorithm, and we go by the breadth way. So breadth first search will basically allow you to identify all the directories, all the subdirectories, all the configuration files, all the other separate files that are present in the project. So your first motive would be to basically understand what each of these individual directories are actually doing. What is their exact purpose? If you see SRC subdirectory, it is a source subdirectory. So maybe you know like all of the source files are written over here. If there is a test subdirectory, you might know that all of the unit tests and all of the end-to-end tests might be kept here. If it is a .github subdirectory, you know all of the GitHub actions, all of the continuous integration workflows are kept here. So first try to understand the whole directory structure of your project because that is the most essential. The second step would be to do a depth first search. So depth first search, basically you need to go into the depth. So pick up one file, pick up one particular subdirectory and start exploring everything that is present right there. Try to read the code. If it is documented, then you are basically in the heaven right now. If it is not documented, then we have a scope for improvement. So maybe pitch that up, but start reading the code base. If you are not able to make some sense, Google is your best friend. Just copy and paste the code on the Google, and maybe you can land up on a page where this code snippet might be explained. Or just open up your shell or terminal, like fire up the whole particular function or the file or the class, and try to see like how it is actually working. So do a depth first search, and it might take a lot of time, like a few weeks, to basically understand what each code file is doing and how exactly it is working in the whole project. The third step would be to basically create a local branch using Git and start breaking some stuff. Like maybe you want to change this line to something of that line. Maybe you want to refactor some code. Or maybe you found out some bug and you want to fix that. So try to break as much as possible and try to learn during the whole process. So maybe during the whole process, you can find some bug, you can fix a bug, or maybe you can create a new functionality as well, or maybe you can refactor the code from something that is quite complex to understand to something that is quite easy to understand and to comprehend. So that is the most basic step that you can follow to understand the large code bases. I'm not telling about the languages or the technology stack. All of that comes secondary and it totally depends upon your expertise. So I hope that is helpful.
Prakati asks, how can I get started in open source from my first year itself?
So there is no significant difference between starting open source in the first year or in the final year, or even if you have a job. The basic steps are still the same. You need to understand the basic open source philosophy, the methodology, why exactly people want to contribute to open source, and what exact benefits are they getting. Because if you take the things from a hindsight, people might think like open source is a volunteer thing. You're writing code for someone without even getting paid. So it is not something logical. It is not something that people would like to do. But as I said before, open source is all about hobby. A lot of the people are following it as a hobby and they want to learn and grow in the whole process. Once you understand the open source ethos, you will know that it is much more than GSOC or GSOD or Outreachy or LFX or MLH fellowship. You will get started with contributing to open source in a much passionate way. So create your GitHub or GitLab, find a community, find a project that you want to contribute to. First, try to understand the code base. Whatever your understanding is, try to help out the other contributors like who are joining the community, and just explore, just experiment. Try to fix a few things here and there, or maybe contribute to the documentation, whatever suits you. And during the whole process, like it will take nearly 3 or 5 or even 6 months or even a year. And you will know that during the whole process, you have learned a lot of the things and you have exactly climbed the ladder that you were supposed to.
Right. How to build effective proposals?
So if I'm being very, very honest, like I'm taking it as a specific to Google Summer of Code, proposal is a secondary thing. Your prior contributions and your prior engagement with the community actually matters a lot. Proposal is just putting up some hard words on a piece of document so that Google knows that we are working on this and Google knows that we are exactly working on that. So proposal is almost secondary. The first focus that you should have is about making the contributions to the organization. Every organization has got a different engagement. Some organizations might ask you to make contributions to whatever project you would like to contribute to. Some organizations don't like to have any contributions at all. They are open to first-time contributors as well. Some organizations might give you an assessment, like first complete this assessment and then we might consider your proposal. So all of this happens, but at the end of the day, proposal is all about secondary. It just puts up like what exactly your methodology is, what exactly your timeline is, why are you the right person to do this job or do this project, and whether you will be continuing with this project or not after completing the Google Summer of Code. So not a lot of organizations will require people who will just complete their project and they will simply blank out. They will not be visible again until the next year when they have to do their GSOC again. So organizations don't like that. They want continuous contributors. And this is the actual meaning of mentorship as well. If someone is mentoring you, they really expect that whatever skill set that you gain, you can exactly mentor the other contributors using that. So make sure that whatever you do, you highlight the fact that even after Google Summer of Code or any other competitive open source program, you will still put your efforts into the project and you will still keep on contributing in some way or the other. So, standard method proposal should just lay down a few things. What exactly your proposed methodology is, It should not be a copy paste of any popular blog or any resource. It should be your own methodologies. If you're a backend developer, maybe creating an API design would be good. If you're a front end developer, maybe a Figma design or something like a UI wireframe would be great. If you're working on a cloud project, maybe putting up some infrastructure level wireframes would be great. So put that up, plan out your deliverables, make sure you keep your mentor in the loop. They know about all of this, and just go and like hit the submit proposal button and keep waiting for your results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you share in detail what exactly we should put in our resume?
So it is very subjective actually, and it depends upon your branch as well. So if you are a first or a second year student, maybe putting up details like your name, your contact details, your education, like your college name, and whatever courses you have undertaken that, because a lot of the questions will be asked from your core CS concepts. So the recruiters or the interviewers might take a look at what skill set that you have reached. Uh, then about some good projects that you have done. So it can be something that can exactly show how you write the code. It doesn't need to be practical. It doesn't need to be working. It should be something that exactly demonstrates your current skill set, and keep up the projects that exactly put whatever skill set that you have. Don't try to fake it in some way or the other. Since you don't have any experiences, maybe like you can skip that out, but you can keep out some extra responsibilities that you might have, like you may be a club lead, or you might have some leadership or your volunteer skills. Maybe put that up and just send in your resume. If you're a third year or a final year student, you might have done some internships or open source work. So put that up, put up some good projects that you have developed. It should be something functional. Even better if it is deployed on Google Play or App Store or over a website. So all of them are good. And start preparing for your roles, because job market isn't exactly in a crisis that most people consider it to be. It is exactly growing up. So you need to capitalize upon all of the opportunities that are coming up at the right point of time.
What's the biggest advantage of open source according to you in programmer's life?
So basically, as a programmer, we are just like trained to write the code, push the code, and make sure that it works. But as an open source contributor, you get to know a lot of the things about how teams, like internal teams at companies and corporates, exactly work. So as a programmer, you don't just write the code, you exactly collaborate over the code. So maybe you might go into the meetings with the other developers, other programmers. You might be reporting bugs. You will be creating a roadmap for creating the new features. You will be using version control to make sure that your code is versioned, it is exactly being managed. And all of these things can exactly help you to become a better software engineer. So open source not just brings the development sense inside you, it also brings an engineering sense, like how can you exactly engineer a complete end-to-end solution by making sure that it is versioned. It is exactly following the whole version control that most of the teams have these days. You are able to track all the bugs, you're able to track all the new features being created and all of that. You will also get to know a lot of the other best practices in the open source world and the software engineering, like clean code, DRY principle, like don't repeat yourself, how to make sure that your code is modular, it is effective to read and understand by the other developers. All of these things can bring a greater advantage to you compared to any other thing like competitive coding or doing hackathons and all of that. So open source at the end can make you a better software engineer as a whole.
Right. So the next question is that it? I think. Yeah,
I
I
guess we
think
are
that's
done.
it. Yes, we are
Yeah,
done. Okay, so
that's
thank you, Harsh. Thank you for patiently clearing all our doubts. I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. Keep achieving more and more. Thank you for your valuable time. I hope you had a good time here as well.
yeah.
So,
It was conversational in nature compared to what I was thinking. So before
yeah,
this meeting, I was exactly tensed about creating slides and all. Maybe I need to present everything, but it was conversational. It was good. So thank you for hosting me.
yes, thank you. Thank you, and all the best. Take care, stay safe. Bye.
Have a good day.
Okay, so now I will hand over the session to Ria and Divya, who will be addressing our next speaker.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great honor for Divya and I to introduce our next speaker, an entrepreneur with a vision, following his passion, Mr. Omkar Shinde. He is the founder and CEO at Industry Inspire Talks and Community X, an online marketplace for communities only. He founded three ventures, is a public speaker, a tech influencer, and brand ambassador for companies, and the list goes on and on as he is a person with many talents. And he loves to help the community and guide them in order to progress in their respective careers. He's a mentor for early age entrepreneurs who are looking to open up their businesses at a young age. He is a goal oriented individual with a pleasant personality.
Am I audible? Okay. So let's start. A very good evening, everyone. This side Tia, your host, and the next speaker for the evening is Mr. Sachin Pandi. He is the founder and the CEO of the Skillship Foundation and also working as the co-chief executive officer at Tripreneur Global Private Limited. And I feel honored to welcome such an experienced and skilled person like him. So yeah, he will be here in a minute. Yeah, guys, just wait for a second. Maybe there's a network issue. So, yeah, he's here. Yeah. Hello, Sachin.
Hey, hi. Hi, dear.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also fine. Um, so let's start. Can I ask you some questions?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like in pandemic, we were all at our homes, and many of us have lost our hopes. But I would like to know what keep you motivated at that tough time.
See, like, first of all, this question is not for me also because every entrepreneur or every
Yeah.
startup individual founder face this kind of difficulty in the time of pandemic. In fact, all over the world, see, we have I have some connection in German and different country as well. So I continuously connected with them, and they guys are also like uh, due to this pandemic, they bears lots of huge of losses. But it's pandemic. It's already taught us like you need to be online every time. You can see like every schools and colleges, every student, those who felt, in fact, our mom and dad also feel like it's a situation has completely changed and we need to go online. because if before the pandemic people thinking like you need to go to school and like attend the physical classes, but after the pandemic already taught us you need to be live. So yeah, it's a some we face some difficulties, but it motivates us, like people already like moving to the online things. So it's helped us a lot also, because we are the people those who connected with the community, and it's not where we are connected with the physical things only. So we are the peoples, we are the community those who are always bonding with through internet. And like, so it's affect, but it's not in the good amount where we can say it's a very huge loss. So it motivates us, like connection is always important.
Like it is like life must go on whatever happens.
Exactly.
So our next question is like, you are so much, you have so much experience and you are so much skilled person. So many of us would like to know how your journey started, and you must have faced a lot of obstacles in your life. But how you overcome that?
Can you just repeat it? I can't able to hear you
Yeah,
properly.
yeah, I can. I was just saying like how your journey started. You must have faced a lot of obstacles in your life, but how you overcome that?
It's a tricky question and straightforward also. Uh, I basically, as my professional background, I'm also an engineer, a computer engineer. I just graduated in 2017. I just started work as an Android developer in the startup. So after that, I joined some community where I am completely passionate about the development sector. So I started my career as an Android developer. So after I moved to like gaming industry, so I just joined MNC where I uh, sit with some international clients where we learn about how gaming thing works. So many people are having their dreams job, like they need to work in some gaming company like Ubisoft, EA Games, or Rockstar. So I got the opportunity to work with the Global Step, which is a gaming industry where I started learning about the gaming thing. After that, I joined some community and I also learned a lot of things lots in the field of startup. So see, the obstacles are you can't say uh, in the life when you start working and you want to achieve something, so you need to be start taking some baby steps. So when you are completely new to particular thing, when you are completely new in startup sector or any sector, in fact you want to learn some programming languages, so if you want to learn that, you need to start with the basics. So in the basics, for the first day you just wrote how to write a code, if you learn. After that, yes, you run the program like hello world. After that, if you run the hello world, you will see there's a lots of difficulty, there's a lots of process where you need to do the coding stuff. Means see, every step you will face the different kind of like different kind of obstacle, but you need to like stay on the track. You must be motivated. In fact, uh, the inner motivation is much important, not the outer side. Like definitely, will lots of people will help you here to get motivated, but when you are the path, you are on the track to achieve your goal, and you set your goal to I need to achieve this in this particular time. So inner motivation is much important. So I felt lots of difficulty. In fact. Financially as well, and lots of like skills thing also, because see, when you set the goal, you have lots of things come in, like lots of obstacle comes into your path, maybe in terms of your like friendship with friends, financial things. There's a huge things you need to be carry on, like you need to be like carry on towards your goal. But at the end, why you started this thing is much important, because it's motivate you, because it's give you like inner motivation to achieve your goals. So at the last, you need to be on the track. The simple word why you started, just remember when you get stuck. Obstacle are the like bigger part of our life, so they always comes to teach us. So the failure, obstacles, these are the thing are the biggest teacher of our life. So if you
Yes.
follow them properly, so it will definitely teach you and like help you to come forward and like face that difficulty. And I learned lots of things by solving this kind of obstacles. See, and it always helped me because in 2016 or 2017 I thought, yes, I'll do something, but when I see the problem I thought, like, this is not my path, I need to change my path. But when I started facing that problems, so it helped me and it's like realized me like, yeah, it's a good path, you need to follow this path. Yes, obstacles are coming to teach you something. So I started facing the problems. I also faces lots of difficulty to achieve my goal, and I just following that path simply.
Yeah, commendable. In spite of the financial issues, you learned a lot. Like I have seen SQL, PHP, and many more. Like you have learned everything. So next question from you is that what was the cause behind setting up the Skillshare Foundation? So what was the main reason why you built the Skillshare Foundation?
See, if I'm talking about Skillship or any other community, let's talk in general. Uh, I'm not of first of all, I want to tell you I'm not against of any community like national or international, nothing. So I also love Google. I also love Microsoft. Every community. So see, in India, what issue we have? We are like try to chasing the brand those who are like, if someone say you like, can you join the Google community, can you join particular community, those were the brands. So you will see, yes, yes, I want to join that community because why? Because they are the brands, right? When we talk about can you join our community, those who belongs to India, those who belongs to Bhubaneswar, those who belongs to Odisha, those who belongs to Nagpur. So might be thinking, यार ये तो कोई छोटी कम्युनिटी है और ये जस्ट अभी स्टार्ट हुई है, ये इंडियन कम्युनिटी है, ये तो कोई स्कूल का बच्चा चला रहा है या कोई कॉलेज वाला चला रहा है. सो वी विल थिंकिंग आर थिंकिंग लाइक क्या हम उसको ज्वाइन करेंगे लाइक दैट. बट व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट गूगल माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विल थिंक यस दीज आर द ब्रांड्स. So I thought, and in lots of company like in the Microsoft or in the Google, you will see many people, those who are the higher position, those who are leading that community or company, those guys are belongs to India only. So again, we have that kind of potential. So why we can't run this kind of community in India? So I thought, let's take the initiative, and like not me, like many of people are doing the same thing. They are running the community and they are like started to like helping and nurture the ecosystem of startup ecosystem, community ecosystem. Because if you see like before 2015 or 2014, there's a less number of community those who are running in the India. But now you can see every city they are having a huge kind of communities. Maybe like it's a GTG or like it's Skillship or like many of community those who are running. And in fact, we are also if you check in your college is also having lots of clubs, community, those who are
Yes.
collaborating and helping people. So
Yes.
so I thought like it's a culture where we can help student like uh, before starting the Skillship, I was a part of some community in my college. I was a part of some community those called Engineering India. It's a huge community actually. So in that community, I learned that like each one can teach one. Like I have some kind of skills. If I have some kind of Android development skills, so I thought like I can help someone to develop that kind of skills. If I am having like 7 to 9 hour in my office, so like I can dedicate my 1 hour to someone those who want to learn Android skills. So
Yes.
with me, I have some friends those who are very good in some technologies. I thought like why we can't share our knowledge? Why everyone like thinking like you need to join some coaching classes, you need to join some courses for learning something, you need to pay something for learning. So let's create the culture where we can just deploy this kind of skills without cost. So like help people, help tier 2 tier 3 colleges people, those who are like wants to learn but they don't have kind of facility to learn. So we thought like let's share our knowledge, let's share our some hours to them so they can learn something in free of cost, not taking any charges, but they need to pay their attention, they need to show their dedication towards that skills. So I thought like let's bridge the skills gap by initiating the skillship. So at the time of when we selecting the name skills, we face lots of challenges because see, if you see the word skillship, it's a two word actually. There's
Yeah,
skill
I got
and
to know
ship means,
the. Yes.
yeah. So at the time of we want like I already very fascinated with the term scholarship. So me and my co-founder think like why we are just giving everything in the free stuff, and scholarship means like we are providing things that comes in free of cost, not in the like you need to pay some amount. So we thought we are just giving our skills and in the form of some scholarships. Let's make two merge two words, skills and ship. So we just merge that two words, skillship. So yeah, on the 2017 we founded no like no 2019. 2019 we founded this organization called Skillship Foundation on 24th July. So yeah, in the upcoming month we are turning two on the 24th July.
Congratulations for
So
that.
yeah, thank you. So this is the motivation behind we started Skillship. Yeah.
I must say you have taken a very good initiative, and that was a very interesting story behind the name of the Skillshare. So my next question is, what are the achievements of Skillshare Foundation till now?
See, the biggest achievement in terms of see, we see achievement when any person, any like skillship interns or the people those who join the skillship community, if they get placed in some company through ourselves or if they start their own company through skillship. So these are the biggest achievement for us. So meanwhile, see, the teaching is different thing. We want to create the system where people can start their own startup, or if they don't want to start their own startup, then they can join some company to learn and earn. So like if I'm talking about talk about like skillship interns, some skillship interns join IBM, some join
Yes.
Proficient, a Proficient company. Some people join SCL. They have joined some biggest brand after completing the internship and skillship. Because see, for the internship we can't charge anything and we can't pay anything because we say straightforward, we are not here for like giving you some amount or charging you some amount for like learning, but we charge your time. If you are completely dedicated towards your skill, then definitely we'll give our 100%. So those people are the part of skillship, not everyone, but those who are the part of skillship, they join some companies, and like two or three people already started their own startup. So these are the achievement for us. So like so in the and like in the periods of pandemic, we already taught more than 3 to 4 thousand people through like Skillship program and partners community programs. So if you check the website of Skillship, you will get to know like in the pandemic we already taught through our Atmanirbhar program, we teach them some knowledge of machine learning and everything. Those who people are interested in particular technologies. So these are the some achievement for us.
And hope you will achieve more milestone in the coming years too.
Thank you,
So
dear. Yeah.
my next question from you is, what? So according to you, what is the importance of free education in India?
say when we talk about free education, people think like ये तो फ्री में मिल रहा है, क्या वैल्यू होगी. लाइक हमारी मेंटेलिटी वैसी, जब तक हम लोग कुछ पे नहीं करेंगे हम लोग उसके लिए डेडिकेटेड नहीं होते.
Agree.
Because I face lots of challenge in free education. Like हमारा भी motive वही है कि people can gain the free thing, because everything is free. If you see the internet, everything is available. Nothing is paid. Everything, just you need to dig into the internet. You need to find the proper keyword to search over what you want to learn. So everything is available. जब at the time of free, कुछ पीपल ज्वाइन हुए थे स्किलशिप में, बट स्किलशिप के कुछ प्रोग्राम्स चलते हैं जैसे लर्निंग कोहर्ट हो गया. सो लाइक दिस इज 3 month लॉन्ग प्रोग्राम एंड आत्मनिर्भर प्रोग्राम. मैनी प्रोग्राम ऑफ स्किलशिप फाउंडेशन आर कंप्लीटली फ्री. लोग स्किलशिप ज्वाइन तो लर्निंग प्रोग्राम तो ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं, बट मीनवाइल व्हाट दे कैन फेस, 3 days तक ज्वाइन करेंगे, 1 week प्रॉपरली ज्वाइन करेंगे, फिर छोड़ देंगे. आई डोंट नो व्हाई. और ये कुछ इश्यूज होते हैं, बहुत से लोगों के इश्यूज होते हैं, बट वी फाउंड कि उसके लिए हमें लाइक स्क्रीनिंग प्रोसेस की जाए. दोज हु आर रियली इंटरेस्टेड, दोज हु कैन ज्वाइन, अदरवाइज उनको एंटरटेन करके सेंस नहीं बनता. थिंग इज, जहाँ फ्री एजुकेशन की बात होती है लोगों की मेंटालिटी चेंज हो जाती है कि चलो ठीक है, फ्री में तो मिल रहा है, बाद में कर लेंगे. बट व्हेन वी पे ओनली सिंगल पेनी, मींस इफ वी आर पेइंग 1 rupees, तो हम लोग उनसे 1 रुपए का भी हिसाब लेते हैं कि आपने हमारे 1 रुपए का क्या किया. सो ये चैलेंजेस भी थे बहुत सारे, बट अगर फ्री एजुकेशन देखा जाए तो यस, डेफिनेटली फ्री एजुकेशन इज द फ्यूचर. ये अभी फ्यूचर ये मान लो आप, क्योंकि every companies are providing their free of courses. If you see the Udemy and lots of yes, there's a premium courses also, but premium, why premium? They are just providing the support. That's why it's a premium. If yes, it's a true. If someone giving you your time and you're like they are still, so that time you need to pay something for your instructor, but the courses are free. So free education is most important, but those who are able to pay, those who are able to donate, those who are having some their backup things in their hand, so I'll suggest just donate something, because like, see, free education is important, but those who are having a capacity to pay, and if I compare to someone जिसके पास कुछ भी नहीं, please don't occupy the space. आप स्पेस अपने ऑक्यूपाई मत कर लो कि सामने वाले को जो फ्री में मिल सकता था आपकी वजह से ना मिल रहा है. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with
free
your
education
point.
is most important, like, and so every community are doing some, they are providing some skills, and in fact I'm really happy, like every developer, in fact every freelancer are joined some community, and they are providing their skills in the form of webinars or workshop or boot camp. Because see, before pandemic people rely on meetups. Yes, meetups are physical, people, some people go, or many are not, but right now many of people join, they learn, or actually due to pandemic, yes, अब हमें ऑनलाइन करना पड़ेगा वरना नहीं होगा. बिकॉज ड्यू टू पैंडेमिक को आप तो ऐसे भी घर से बाहर नहीं निकल सकता. सो फ्री एजुकेशन इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, बट कुछ सिनेरियो देख के, yes,
but people should ensure that they are not misusing the things which are provided free. Yeah,
exactly.
So like education technology is also there, so edtech is growing very fastly because of the pandemic, and it also making our education easier. So so what according to you is the future of the edtech in India?
Okay, so future of edtech in India, you can see the startups, those who are already crossed the $1 billion companies. Means if you see the Byju's, it's a future of India. Means they are already leading in unicorn company. Whitehead Junior already occupied by Byju's. Lots of companies, those who are the edtech startup, already they are like $1 million company nowadays. So you can see the future of edtech in India. So if you check the Microsoft and other community, in fact Google, Microsoft, they are coming up with their programs launching their program application in edtech. Why, if you see the Microsoft, in some day ago, just I heard about, I didn't use. Microsoft launched some application which helps JEE peoples, JRS, JEE aspirant. Means they are thinking like, if we capture the market of 12th standard, those who really wants to join after their 12th or some post graduation or like graduation program, so they need to prepare, right? So they are launching some, already launched some things which helps the aspirants, those who help the engineering or doctorate or like any other field aspirant. So it proves like edtech is a boom. And in India, we required edtech startups, we required edtech peoples, we required open source community, we required community, those who are working in the education sector. So in short, education is boom और education ही चलेगा आगे चल के in India में. और ये already proved है, like if you see Baiju is already $1 million company.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, next question is regarding your Skillship Foundation. So what are your future goals?
See, in Skillship, see, our future goals is to helping and motivating people to start their own startup. So Skillship is not only a community; it's also an incubation center where we help people to start their own startup. So in Skillship, we have startups, those who are working with us in our premises only. So our main target to people, those who the part of community, those who are the student, if they are having their idea and if they wants to start their own startup, so we are just incubating them and we are just providing the proper resource, proper guidance, proper business guidance till the seed funding support. So like it's like a incubation where we are like nurturing the budding entrepreneur. So these are the some basics goals we have currently to helping the upcoming engineers or entrepreneurs. Currently we have, and like
You are doing great.
in the other sector, like we have various programs. So if you see after some day, you will see the poster of Skillship Foundation, launching the season 2 of Proton Fest, which is a completely competitive programming event. It's like a month-long event which is organized by Skillship Delhi. So yeah, there's a lots of things going on in the Skillship community which helping the budding entrepreneur or student for everyone.
Now, would
And
you
meanwhile,
like to share some?
and
Yeah, yeah.
meanwhile we are also
Come.
trying. Meanwhile, we are also trying to like those who wants to work in different country, means like we are coming up with some programs. So like people those who belongs to India and wants to work in different country as well, in your like like before completing your graduation, so you can also work. So we are planning some kind of programs which help student also to work with some different companies and startups as well, or with the different like colleges of in different country. So we are having some kind of programs which is coming up with for student
Amazing.
community.
Amazing, seriously. So now, would you like to share some tips and suggestions for the people who want to start their edtech startup? Everybody want to be successful. So, would you like to share some tips and suggestions for them?
Of course, see, for like starting a startup, see, startup is a very fancy word. First of all, everyone wants to like I want to be a like CEO or founder, co-founder of some company of my own company. हर एक को पसंद है startup. But see, the startup means like if you are guys are really solving some societal issue, some problems which is really required, right? आप कोई भी स्टार्टअप कर लो, लाइक आप एडटेक में हो, कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में हो, आपको यू नीड टू लाइक स्ट्रिक विथ समवन पेन पॉइंट, किसी का जो आपको स्टार्टअप के थ्रू उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करना है, तो आप उस पेन पॉइंट को पकड़ो, देन यू विल डेफिनेटली अचीव योर गोल. अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि एडटेक स्टार्टअप है चल जाएगा, So don't be think like that. Stick with the pain point, definitely you will succeed. अगर आप literally किसी की problem solve कर रहे हो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप अपने घर से कॉलेज तक जा रहे हो, इफ यू फाइंड सम गड्ढा इन योर, जो रास्ते से आप जा रहे हो कोई गड्ढा मिल गया आपको, और आपने क्या किया, जस्ट उसका स्नैपशॉट लिया और स्नैपशॉट लेके आपने एमएनसी को पोस्ट कर दिया, राइट, एनएमसी सॉरी, एनएमसी को पोस्ट कर दिया उस, और एनएमसी ने क्या किया, तुरंत ही और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करके चली गई, गड्ढा बुझा दिया। मीन्स बट यू, आपने क्या कर दिया वहां पे, लाइक यू जस्ट क्रिएटेड अ सॉल्यूशन एंड पोस्ट इट, मीन्स यू जस्ट क्लिक द स्नैपशॉट एंड वो स्नैपशॉट डायरेक्ट एनएमसी को गया, एनएमसी आई और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर दी। मीन्स आपने एक वे बनाया जहाँ के थ्रू वो जो प्रॉब्लम था, पेन पॉइंट था, वो सॉल्व हो गया। मीन्स यही आपको एग्जाम्पल रखना पड़ेगा इन द फील्ड ऑफ एडटेक और एनी स्टार्टअप। जस्ट आप पेन पॉइंट पकड़ो, आपको लग रहा है कि हाँ ये प्रॉब्लम है और इसको हम लोग इस वे से सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन गो अहेड एंड डेफिनेटली इट विल हेल्प यू टू लाइक अचीव योर गोल, टू अचीव योर स्टार्टअप।
This is a great example, and so I'm done with my questions. We can take some questions from the crowd also.
Yes.
So, a question from Samarthya. What are the upcoming programs of Skillship Foundations?
Okay. So Martha, see, like Skillship is working in various cities of India. So every city having their own different program. If I am talking about like Skillship Warangal, they guys are coming up with some web development, 1 month long web development program where you can start the learning web development from scratch. If I'm talking about Skillship Hyderabad, they just completed their ideathon. And for and Skillship Delhi is coming up with the Codon Fest, which is a season 2 of a Codon Fest program where you can start learning competitive programming from scratch. This is a season 2. And from Skillship Foundation, the core team, Skillship Foundation core team is coming up with the season 2 of learning, the Skillship learning cohort, which is a completely 3-month long program where you need to select one track. The team will do the screening process. If you get selected, you will join freely. You don't need to pay anything because like 90% of Skillship program are completely free. You don't need to pay. So if you get selected, mentor will be there. Some mentors from industry and some mentor from like student community, but they are having their like great level of skills. So in the Skillship cohort, you will get to learn about particular technology. There is a there may be a 4 to 5 track in the like industry 4.0 structure. So yeah, Skillship learning cohort is coming. So there are 3 to 4 programs which is coming up with Skillship.
So our next question from Shreya Gupta. Can you tell what type of internship is beneficial for ENTC engineer?
See, for ENTC, we have some computer vision internship where we can help people, those who can start with the Internet of Things. So like they work with the IoTs and like other stuffs in the terms of hardware and software devices. So we have team of people, those who are already working in some IoT sessions, IoT departments.
One more question from Samarthya. How to join these chapters of Skillship?
Okay, so Samarthya, just visit like go to the Skillship Foundation website. You will see in the menu, you will the opportunity section. In the opportunity, you will find the campus CEO program, which is an exclusive program for every student, those who really wants to join the Skillship and lead their campus. So we have campus CEO program. For the chapter leader, we have some chapter leader forms. It's called city head. You just fill the city head forms. Team will call you, take your interview, and they will give you, if you are the applicable, then they will like take your short interview and they will give you the opportunity. And third one is like internship. If you want to do the internship, go to that section only. So you will find the internship form. Just fill that form. And meanwhile, if you have some kind of knowledge, right, and if you want to do the mentorship also, so there is a form called mentorship. So you just fill that form, the team will contact you for the mentorship. So see, in this Skillship, we prefer people those who are already a student community, those who are already a student, those who are already like we work not industry ready. Yes, we prefer industry ready, but we also prefer student, those who are having a good skills in particular tech stack or non-tech stack as well. So you can also start your mentoring career with us. Just fill that form. People will reach out to you. You will start mentoring. And if you want to join some Skillship chapters, you just fill the form. If we have that chapter, we will directly redirect you to that chapters.
Do you have another question? No, I think they are clear with their queries. So yeah, it was great having you here, and thank you so much for sparing out time, and and a very nice to meet.
Thank you, Tia. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for hosting me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye. So now I hand over the session to Divya. Uh, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great honor for Divya and I to introduce our next speaker, an entrepreneur with a vision, following his passion, Mr. Omkar Shinde. He is the founder and CEO at Industry Inspire Talks and Community X, an online marketplace for communities only. He founded three ventures, is a public speaker, a tech influencer, brand ambassador for companies, and the list goes on and on as he is a person with many talents.
Yeah, and also he loves to help the community and guide them in order to progress in their respective careers. He is a mentor for early age entrepreneurs who are looking to open up their business at a young age. He is a goal oriented individual with a pleasant personality and a tendency that has no restriction. A multitasking person, considerably highly ambitious, willing to create some innovations in technology. And now we welcome Mr. Omkar Shinde. Hi.
Hello everyone. Thank you all for thank you
Hello,
Ria
Omkar.
for
How
that
are you doing?
like amazing introduction. Yeah, I'm
Thank
doing
you.
pretty good and thank you so much Learn for Cause and the entire team for inviting me for this session. It's a pleasure to be here and to talk to all of you and to like share my knowledge about whatever I've done up till now. And thanks for a very good introduction and that speaks about a lot about myself. Okay, so yeah, so let me just present my screen and we can start with today's topic.
Sure.
So is my screen visible?
Yes, it
Is
Yes.
my
is
screen
visible.
visible? Okay. So the topic which was given to me was importance of student communities, and it's very close to my heart because I've been associated with a lot of communities from when I was 19 years old, when I was a second year student. Communities made me whatever I am today. All the startups which I've founded is all small communities which are for students, for working professionals and entrepreneurs. So community has been like there's the way like I started by being a part of a community and then forming my own community, which is Industry Inspired Talks Community X. So these are all small communities which I run. And today I am going to like talk to you about the importance of student communities, why you should join student communities, and what is the benefit out of like how can you benefit out of it, like from a career point of perspective. Let's say you're a fresher and you want to gain some hands-on experience, then communities are the best ways for you to explore and best ways to go and be a part of communities, work for communities, learn a lot of things from by being a part of such communities. So let's just start with the session. And as Ria gave a good introduction about me, so I think I don't need to introduce myself. You know all like what I do and like why I call myself a community evangelist. I'll tell you in the later of the presentation. So let's start. So the agenda for today's session is going to be like first of all, like let's get the basics straight. Okay, I'll first talk about what is a student community. Then the second thing I'll talk about is the types of student communities you need to there are two types of communities. I'll speak on them. Then the third is I'll talk about the importance, like why you should be a part of a community. Then the fourth is I'll talk about the benefits, like after being part of community, what all benefits you can get out of it, like what all skills you can develop. Then the next point is how it can influence your character. Okay, like for example, you are stepping into the industry, how can it influence your character? And the next point is I'll share my community experience, so you'll get an idea about what I have gone through, and you will get to know about my experiences. And then there's the bonus thing, the bonus point, which I didn't reveal to the Learn for Cause team as well, because I want to keep this bonus, because I'll tell you how can you start your own student community. Like I'm telling you how you can start your own community, because I've started two such communities and I'm part of a lot of communities. So I'll tell you about that, and in the last we'll take the questions, whatever the questions you have for me, and I'll answer them and we'll wrap. So let's start with the first point. So what is a student community? So community is basically like, if you talk in simple words, it's a community of students. Okay, a community or a group you can say. So they are a community of like-minded students. For example, you are interested in technology, okay, and you join a tech community. So all the people you have around you are tech students who are like-minded students who want to excel themselves in tech. So first of all, you need to get your perspective straight about what a community means, and it is like, as it is given here, it's a community of like-minded students who are trying to spread awareness, create opportunities, teach concepts, build projects, bring in a social change, uplift and upskilling students. So there are a lot of things. There are different types of communities. I'm going to speak about the type as well in the next slide. So what these things help you to do? They help you to boost your career growth. Okay, specifically if you are a fresher, you don't know anything about the industry. The whole goal of a community is to make you industry ready. Okay, from a student point of perspective, if we see. Okay, so that's the goal of a student community. They want to make their communities community of students industry ready through the knowledge they share, all these things, all the initiatives. So then let's come to the type of student community. So we have two communities, like one is the tech one is the non-tech one. So technical community speaks for itself, like communities that revolve around technology and helps you upskill in technical domains. These are part of technical communities. Like if you are a very much tech enthusiast, you want to build some projects, or you want to work on different work code, and you want to join an open source community. So these communities are part of technical communities, like technical student communities come under this part. Then the second is the non-technical one. Let's say you are not a tech student, you want to go into management, you want to go into entrepreneurship. So these communities work on your personal development skills. Like for example, you are not good as public speaker, then you should join a community which organizes initiatives for public speakers, okay, for improvising themselves. Okay, so that is the part of the non-technical community which it is. Okay, so there are two types, one is the technical and the non-technical. So now you know that what the student community means, you know the type of communities. Like these are the two types which you need to join. Either you join a tech one or you join a non-tech one. So these are these are the two communities. Then we go to the next part, like why it's important for you. Okay, because let's say there are a lot of companies and a lot of people who are promoting education, who are promoting kind of all these things through their startups. So why you should join a community? Basically for inspiration and motivation. For the first point, I want to say, like when I joined a community at start, I didn't know anything about what that community is all about. Like it was this community, that is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Like I joined this program 2 years before, when I had no experience about what the community is, how do they organize initiatives for students. So I was just looking at the people who are active in the community, and I was constantly taking inspiration from them, and I was constantly taking motivation for them. Like for example, let's say you have organized an event and 50 or 60 students are attending your event. So they are part of your community. They are coming in, they are learning from your experiences. You are inspiring them as a leader, as the person who is taking that initiative. Okay, so that's one point why you should be a part of it. You will get a lot of inspiration and motivation through the like-minded individuals who are progressing in their specific journeys, and also teaching you guys, also helping you guys. So these are the pioneers of the community, so you can take inspiration from them. So the second point when I talk to you about is the career opportunities. So for example, career opportunities, I say, like if you join a tech community, there comes in a lot of career opportunities as well. Like for example, a lot of tech communities like organize online hiring challenges. Like they collaborate with companies. Like I have one such community in my mind which is named Skillenza. They collaborate with companies and they do such hiring challenges. So in that, in turn, you learn with the community and you can get your first career opportunity, get your first career shot there and there itself. Okay, so it's a very important part. If you're part of a community, you'll do get like a lot of career opportunities or maybe internship opportunities. And the next thing is the professional relationships. Now, as a student, you are like surrounded by a group of students. But once you graduate out of college, you have the industry people whom you need to interact with. So you have to start building those professional relationships that can help you upskill in your career. Okay. So the third thing is you interact with a lot of people. Like let's say if say I'm inviting an industry speaker to speak. Like let's say I am speaking about a topic. So you after attending my session, you can network with me or you can connect with me. Okay? In short, you can develop a relationship and I can help you out in your like future. When you are like professionally into the industry, I can help you out. So those relationships, that networking should be there. So that's the third point why you need to be a part of it. Then the fourth point is the learning and the education. I say if you go into a community, there is a lot of learning. We also organize a lot of things for students. We do episodes for students which can make them industry ready. So it's a lot of learning. You learn a lot. Okay. If I say, and what type of learning you learn is different. Okay. What you learn in school or colleges is completely different from what things are going around in the industry or what things are going around in today's world. Like education, formal education will only give you the basic knowledge or the background knowledge. But what about the things which are happening in the industry today? What about the things which are like the new things which are coming up? Communities do cover such things. Communities do educate you in these forms. Okay, learning and education is very important part. If you are being a part of a community, you'll get good amount of learning and education. And the fifth is the support. Support is we are here to support you. Like all these things we do is for you to see you become successful in future. So that's the reason why communities, because when you are part of community, you need not to pay anything or you need not to do anything. You just have to join their community, be a part of their initiatives. It's a free learning. Okay, you don't need to pay anyone. Okay, let's say you are going for a coding course, you have to pay for the course. But if say you are attending a boot camp or you are attending a course which we are providing for free, just like I mentioned, like for Dave Incept, like a community which I'm part of, we provide open source courses, and we organize open source programs for students for free. So you'll get a lot of things for free. Okay, you don't need to pay anything from your pocket. There is just a lot of things to learn. Okay, so that's the 5 points like where I think it's the most important things, and these things would definitely help you like achieve greater heights in your career. So that's the reason why I personally feel, and I think you should experience the community culture as well, as I want to portray out of this. Okay, you should be a part of community. You should like participate. You should take inspiration, network with people for professional relationships, get your career opportunities, learn a lot, upskill yourself, and also giving back. Okay, if the community is helping you, it's your responsibility. When you are at a stake, it's also very important to give back. Like just like I am doing right now, I'm giving back I'm sharing my experiences, because the people who are attending this thing should take inspiration and should start their own communities. Okay, and it's very important. Be a part of community. So the next thing is we'll talk about the benefits. Okay, so I'm not like including the monetary benefit or anything of that sort. I'm talking this in terms of skills. Okay, because for me, my skills are my money. Okay, whatever skills I learn, I'll get more money. Okay, it's like that. So it's very important. Once you are part of communities, you should start exploring these skills. So these are a lot of skills which you can learn once you are part of community. So first I'll talk about the public speaking skills. So let me take my example. Okay, when I started with public speaking, I was not a public speaker. I used to fear. I had that stage fear. I used to I used to stammer and used to think and speak. So all these things were very like demotivating for me. But when I like entered into the community culture, I had to organize my own events. I had to talk to a lot of people. So that improved my public speaking skills. Like even if I'm invited to speak somewhere, okay. So, but the more you practice, the more you like these opportunities you will get when you are part of community. Okay, I've got a lot of such opportunities which helped me like polish my public speaking skills. So public speaking skills is the first part. Then the marketing skill. Let's say I was part of a community called CompTIA, okay, and in that CompTIA, it was a company which were providing like cyber security certification. So what I had to do is in my college I had to like do seminars for students, and I had to market their whatever like services they have, like the cyber security certifications, their packages. So it gave me that marketing skill as well, because I was similarly doing an event for them and learning to pitch and to market, which is very important. Like let's say if you are a startup or if you are a community, you have to pitch your idea to people who are going to join in for an initiative or join your event. You have to pitch them, okay? So that marketing skill also you get out of it. Then the third is the communication skill. I was very bad at English. I didn't, I as I said, I used to construct and I used to speak. So that communication skill factor also developed over time. So these three skills, marketing, public speaking, and communication skills, comes under the category of soft skills which you need to have. Okay, those are very important. And if say you are a part of a tech community, then the fourth skill comes in by doing and working on a lot of technical projects, like brainstorming sessions and all these things. You can upgrade yourself technically as well. You can have the technical skill as well. Let's say you are a developer, be a part of a developer community and like upskill your technical skills. So that those are the four skills. Then the fifth skill is very important, management skills. A lot of I'm like in management skills, it can be anything. It can be your work management, it can be time management, it can be any management. Okay, like the management skill is where like how it's developed in the community culture is, let's say you are organizing an event, okay, so you have to look over all the stuff which you need to do. You need to reach out to speakers, you need to reach out to like the audience, you need to promote your event. So you have to manage a lot of new things, okay, a lot of things when you are part of community. So you will get the responsibility as well, because a community is filled with students and every student gets a responsibility, okay. So like owning that responsibility and doing that thing gives you the management skill as well, okay. Then the next thing is networking skill. So this skill is very important in today's day and age, because due to COVID a lot of things have been online, okay. And if say you want to grow your professional network or you want to become something in life, you need a network which can take you ahead. You need a network of progressive people around you who can take you that one step ahead, and you can like motivate you, and who can become like who can make you become what you really want to become, okay. For example, let's say you want to become an entrepreneur, like join a network, like network with a lot of entrepreneurs, stay in their network, like that is called the networking skill. That is also you develop when you like are in the community culture. And the next is the leadership skill. You like, as I said, you are responsible for things, you take the responsibility, you like manage a lot of things. So that what makes you a leader, okay. You are leading your community, you are leading the initiatives, you are taking all the decisions. So leadership skill is also over time you develop the leadership skill as well. And the last is the entrepreneurship skill, okay, because you come up with a lot of new events, a lot of new concepts, okay, which might not be organized like in the past, okay, but it's something new which you have created, or some new hackathon you have organized, or an event which you have organized with industry experts, okay. So that idea, the innovation part also comes in, and that innovation part fuels entrepreneurship, okay. So all these skills are very important skills which you like have. Like these skills you cannot get it right away, I say. Like you cannot get it right away, like right away you join the community. You have to work on yourself, you have to put yourself in such situations which helps you to gain all these skills. For example, the public speaking thing, you can speak at an event to polish your public speaking skill. For marketing skill, you can, like as I said, the pitching and marketing thing, you need to do it. Also the communication skill, like speak to a lot of people, okay, speak to a lot of people, network with them. So all these things, if you're part of community, you will develop all these things. So these are the benefits you get when you are part of a community, because these things I have also experienced. These are the skills which I have developed over time, and that's the reason why I am like including these things here. Okay, I'm not including a thing here which I have taken from the internet. It's not like that. It's all my experience. It's all based on my things. It's all based on the work I've done. I've like, it's like a proof for you, okay, because I have like developed all these skills over time, okay. So these are the benefits. So let's go to, yeah, so if you get these skills, you'll ace your career in style. So when it is community, it's all about career growth. So that's That is why we love communities, because it has helped us a lot. Okay. So now let's go to the part where I tell you like how communities influence your character. So what does a community evangelist mean? Okay, so basically a community evangelist basically is a person who is filled with communities, who works in a lot of communities, who manages a lot of communities, just like I do. Okay, so that's the reason why I call myself a community evangelist, because I've been a lot of like been a part of a lot of communities. It's not like it's different. Okay, if you're being a part of community, you are taking uh, their services or taking what they provide, it's one thing. You are taking it as a contributor. Okay, you are taking it as like a benefit, a learning. Okay, but what a community evangelist does is it forms a communities. Okay, so you have to join different communities for it. Okay, first thing is you need to join different communities. Like that's the first part. Then the second thing, you have to work with them. You have to volunteer for communities. You have to like think, like you have to like know more about their working model, what it is. Okay, how does the community function? Okay, how does that community is doing in real world? Okay, what all things they are providing. So you have to volunteer and you have to get to know about the community so that you can get valuable experience. Okay, that's the third point. After volunteering, gain valuable experience and build your personal brand with community. Okay. For example, if you have heard about Kunal Kushwaha or Siddharth Dayawal, so these people are they have built their brand around their community. Okay, they are heading some of the other communities and they are branding themselves according to that. Okay, so this is what building a personal brand is. Like by working with all these communities, you build your brand. You build, because personal branding is very important. If you are a community evangelist, you should have a personal brand with you. You should have some people who follow you for the work you have been doing for the community. Okay, so accordingly, by doing these all things, you build your personal brand with community. And how to build a personal brand is basically the next point. You have to help students, you have to teach students, and you have to do something for your community. You have to play your part. You have to do that extra thing. You have to go out of the way and you have to like help the community upskill in terms of numbers, in terms of members. Okay, then and only then you can become a community evangelist. And then organize initiatives that can make an impact in students' life. So these are the set of activities which you need to do. Okay, in order to build your brand. Okay, then guide the new community members to success. So this is also a very important point. Like let's say you are in the community from 1 year. Let's take an example. I am working with Script Foundation as a program manager. It's been a year for me. But whatever new community members comes to the community, make sure you guide them and also tell them a lot about the community. So if the community bonding should happen. Okay, let's say it should feel like you are in part of community. You have to create a culture around it. Okay, when you are trying to like bridge a gap or maybe starting a community, you have to initially start creating the culture, because in community it's all about learning, but the culture, if it's not present, then anyone cannot join your community. Because let's say this learn for costing, they have something for you, but they've created the culture around you. Okay, they are like bringing up all these speakers like me, who can teach you guys, who can help you learn these things, new things which are there in the market today. So these things a old or fresher or a old person won't tell you, because these things are very important and very fresh. Okay, because this community thing, if you do, you can also become a community manager as well. Okay, that's a job role. Okay, which you actually get in a company. And like big companies look for community managers who can like manage their community. Because let's say if you take any big company, the product users and everyone, they are part of the community, right? They are following the product, they are using their product, they are a community. Okay, whosoever, like take it OnePlus has their own community, they have their own student ambassador program, they have their own like whole community on a platform. Okay, where they interact with them. So community should be there. And if say you are very much interested into communities, let me tell you, like once you get into it, you'll enjoy the culture there. It's very good. Okay, and I'm not at all being biased, but I've experienced all these things. And by the second last point I mean is, you definitely create a long lasting impact. Okay, because by doing all these things for free, like nobody in today's day and age provides you anything for free. It's the communities which come in and like provide, because they are not doing it to earn money, they are doing it to impact students, they are doing it to help somebody. Okay, let's say pick any community, also this learn for cost, it's providing you all these things. So you have to build your own community. Like after doing these all things, once you know in and out what is the community, how does it functions, what all things I need to do, once you have a plan as well, you need to build your own community. And how you need to build your own community, that I'll be telling you in the next slide. So now before going to the like how to build your community, let me just share my experience, like why communities made my life, okay, and why it's very important for you as well to join the communities. Like so these are a part of like these are communities which I have been part of, like the Microsoft Launch Ambassador, then Community X, which I started. Block Degree is where they like provide education like through for like the blockchain education. That's Block Degree. And Dave Incept is, I think a lot of people know about Dave Incept. It's right now we are doing in a lot of things for students, and we have a like a contribution program upcoming like in the month of July, where it's a 30-day like program to open source. Like you contribute, you work on open source projects. And Industry Inspired Talks is which I founded, which is a community for students, entrepreneurs, and working professionals, and Script Foundation. So all these communities I've been part of. Like for Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador, I've done like more than 50 plus events. I've done 5 to 6 written some blog articles on different topics. Okay, and also I have spoken at a lot of events. Okay, as a speaker, like I shared my experience as well. So it was an amazing experience. I'm still a Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador. I'm still working with a lot of like student ambassadors in like helping the students by organizing all such events. And Community X is basically like it's not a community, so I'll come to that later on. So talking about Block Degree was kind of an organization which provides blockchain education. So I was promoting their like the content and the courses, whatever they used to provide. Okay, and for Dave Incept also, I'm doing the same thing. I'm the head of community operations for Dave Incept. I handle their like whatever operations, community operations. Also look over the Slack community, which is like rapidly growing. We just hit 1,000 plus members on Slack, so that is also what we are doing. So that there's a lot of things involved, planning all these activities, planning all these programs, like the courses we provide. We have students which we take in batches, okay, and we like provide them education. We have mentorship support. So all these things we do in Wave and Step. For Industry Inspired Talks, we make students industry ready. So there are 3 like services which we provide. First is the industry episodes, which has the interview series and podcast series. So interview series is basically a series where we invite students basically, to share their campus to corporate experience, and podcast series where we invite industry leaders to share their experiences. Also, apart from that, we do inspire stories where we like publish stories of people from the industry so that it can motivate you. And along with that, we do events similar to this, where it's based or like the main motive of doing that event is to connect the student with the industry person and from a networking point of perspective. And also for Script Foundation, we had a Script Mentor of Code program for students. So, and also we are coming up with a Script Fellowship program as well. And for Yocket, I was promoting their higher education thing. And CompTIA, as I told you, the certification part, I was promoting their online certifications. And for Microsoft, I'm a certified Microsoft Innovative Educator, wherein you need to like complete a set of courses, Microsoft Learn courses, and you become a certified Microsoft Innovative Educator. So that was all my experience. Like I didn't spend much time on, like if I do that, it would take a lot of time. But in all, it was an amazing experience for me. The skills which I told you, I learned a lot of all these skills by these experiences. Okay, and it has completely transformed me and like made me a community manager fit role. Okay, by doing all these things, by being a part of community. Okay, let's say you want to like do your career in communities. There are a lot of roles for you. Okay, if you want to do it in future, if like you just have to start your journey with communities, and the communities will play a part in taking you ahead. Okay, by doing all these things. And and very important thing is why you should join a community is basically it would help you upskill. Okay, right now whatever you are learning in school, in college, these things, as I told you in the previous things, these are not updated things. Whatever the things which are going around are not covered in your textbooks or not covered in your whatever education, formal education, engineering, management, whatever it is, it's not covered there. But communities are very like fast paced, and they like to cover the future. Okay, they like to stay in the future. They like to do things which can help you prepare yourself for the future. So make sure you be a part of such communities, because it would help you a lot. Okay, I mean it, because it has, as I said, it has a lot to give. Okay, they are not taking something from you, they are just taking your time so that you can be a part and upskill yourself and make yourself a successful leader in future. Okay, that's what we like aspire to do. Okay, so that's my community experience. Now coming to the bonus part, how to start your own community. So that I think a lot of people are waiting for that, and I would be very happy to like guide you people on how you can start your own community. Let's say, like for now, let's assume that you have been a part of a community and you have worked a lot, and now it's time for you to start your own community. So let's think from that perspective. So now the first point is you have to scan your personal interest. Let's say you are a student and you are very much tech oriented, or let's say you are non-tech. Okay, so you have to scan your personal interest, like in technology, in which sector or in which area I should like start my community. Let's say I'm very much passionate about blockchain and cryptocurrency, which is right now emerging and it's very trending right now. Like a lot of it's trending because a lot of people, a lot of industry folks are talking about it. Okay, so you have to, let's say if you want to start your blockchain community, okay, so that's a part of your personal interest. That is what your interest is, and you are starting that community for others as well who have similar interests like you. Okay, so first you need to scan your personal interest. Once that's done, let's say you like fix the blockchain thing, then you need to pick a name for your community. For mine, like let's take an example of my community. Like mine is Industry Inspire Talks and Community X. Okay, so these are two communities which I currently run. So you need to pick names for this. You need to decide the service model. What kind of services are you going to provide? Let's say you are going to organize webinars in your community. So that's the kind of service which you are doing, social service which you are doing for the community. So that service model you need to pick, like what all things you need to do. Like you need to organize webinars, you need to organize boot camps. Okay, you need to take in, like invite someone for a webinar, and like also you need to do a foolproof program, 1 month program. So all these parts are like part of your service model. You need to think about your service model very carefully, because you need to keep continuing that service until the end. Okay, until you are alive. Okay, until you are running the community. So that's the second thing. Then the third is the purpose of starting your own student community. Let's say you want to start blockchain community. Why do you want to start it? Okay, what are the pain points? What you are solving? What are the problems you are solving? And what, like how your community can help students who are interested in blockchain. So that all those things are part of your purpose. Why do you want to start? That's a very important question. Like, so, and if anybody asks me, like, why did you start Industry Inspire Talk? I can simply tell them, I want to make students industry ready. That's why I started. Why do you want to start Dave and Steph? You want to promote free technical education. So you need to have some purpose behind starting this community. You cannot start the communities anyhow. You should have a purpose. And the people who are joining your community will agree with your purpose and have benefited from your community, so they are part of your community. So finding those people, you don't need to do anything. You just have to start. When you start, a lot of people would come to you, okay, because they are facing that problem. And initially, day by day, you'll grow. Okay, so it's like that. Third thing, very important, choose your right community platform for members to join the extended family. Some of the examples would be Telegram, Slack, okay, Discord. So all these things are like separate platforms. LinkedIn, Instagram, these are all your social pages, okay, where you post your content. What about the like online community? What about the members, like you are in a crew, okay, for example, a Discord channel or a Telegram channel where you all are connected, like where you share all the opportunities, all the initiatives in just one group, okay. So that group you need to form. So you can take any platform. You can take Slack, you can take Telegram. A lot of platforms are available. So that's the third point that you need to do. So the fourth is start looking for volunteers. So this is the very toughest point, okay, because when I started my community, it was very hard for me to reach out to people and to look for community members, look for program managers, look for marketing people. So nobody is willing to willing to work for you for free. Okay, you need to reach out to the right people who think like you. Okay, you have to reach out to reach out to people who are looking to volunteer for your community and build the foundation of your student community. So the initial core team you need to figure out. Okay, after doing these 3 points. So the fifth is, once you are done with all these 4 points, simply as I said, you just have to start. You have to kickstart your community activities. And once you start, that would attract a lot of students and that would lead to the community growth. Okay. So after doing all these 4 points, if you start, then definitely some people would be interested in being a part of your community. And slowly and steadily, it's not a rapid process. Okay. it's going to be, you need to be very much consistent when you're doing all these things. You need to be well committed to what you do. You need to like reach out to a lot of students. Okay, you need to make them feel like family. Okay, all these things, like if you want to grow your community, you have to look on all these aspects. Okay, that's very important. Then the sixth point is just you want to start to invite more people and empower members to invite others. Okay, to spread awareness about your community. Like it's a chain which you are trying to form. Okay, so to invite a lot of people, like the initial chain, the initial students which join you would definitely play a part in like increasing your chain. Okay, they are the ones, the initial ones who are going to spread the word about your community and who are going to make you grow. Then the seventh is you need to collaborate. Communities work specifically and community growth has very close relation with collaboration. Today, in today's day and age, if say I am organizing an event, like I am only the one organizing the event, I'll not get many people. But let's say I'm like collaborating with Learn for Cause, I'm collaborating with other communities. I'll get more people joining me. I'll get more people knowing more about our community through this event. Okay. So it's all about creating a larger impact. Okay. When you collaborate with other communities, you'll grow. They'll also grow. Okay. But it's very important that collaboration thing should be there. So that's the only hack where you can like I can tell you, like there is a community called Code Flow. Okay. I'll take, they had or like they organized a DSA bootcamp recently. So that's a very good thing. I'm very happy that they've grown a lot. But initially they were like on LinkedIn, they were more than like they had less than 1,000 followers. And after doing this bootcamp and after collaborating with all these communities, in just few days, they rose from like more than like right now they have 2,400 followers. Okay. So it's not about the numbers, it's about the collaboration. The collaboration they did helped them to grow in just one single event. Okay. So the more you collaborate, the more you grow. It's like that. So you need to collaborate. It's not like a one-man show. It's you have to be like surrounded with a lot of people. You need to collaborate with a lot of communities in order to grow. Because collaboration is the best way possible to grow like rapidly. Or else if you want to go individual format, you need to be consistent in order to grow. Okay. So that's it. Like you have to keep the momentum going. Like you have to repeat these 5 points, 5, 6, 7. Kickstart. Like after doing these 4 points, you have to repeat 5, this invite more people and the collaboration part. So if you repeat all these 5 to 7 points, then the end result is your community is built for impact and success. Okay. So this is where you are very much happy. Your community is growing. All these things would, the end result would be this. Your community is built now and it's impacting and also it's succeeding. It's growing in terms of numbers. So here the explanation ends from my side. And if you have any questions, I can take it.
Okay. It was really great.
Yes, it was very informative and very inspiring.
And now we have some questions we like to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
What was the cost behind IIT and Community X?
What's the cost? What's the cost?
What was the cost behind IIT and Community X?
Okay, so you are talking about the mission and vision of these two things.
Yeah.
So for Industry Inspire Talk, our main mission is to make students industry ready. Like if they take your example, okay, let's say you are not associated with Learn for Cause right now, you are a fresher starting your career. So by being a part of such opportunities, you can, like, we do the same for Industry Inspire Talk. Like, as I said, the industry episodes which we do, the stories which we publish, and the events which we do, all these things like help you become industry ready, at least mentally. I'm not talking about the practical format, but the mental one is very important. If you can mentally prepare yourself for the industry, your industry career journey would be very great. Okay, because it was like when you are not aware about the industry and you are stepping into the industry, you are quite nervous. Okay, you don't know anything. It's like you are stepping into something new. You are starting a new chapter. What we do is we do all these sorts of like lots of things which can help you industry ready. So our 5 pillars on which we operate is industry education, industry motivation, industry connect, then experiential learning, and I guess one more is there. It's related to the industry only. Okay, yeah. So these are the 5 pillars which we have, and on the basis of that, we inspire a lot of people. Okay, and the lot of industry people are associated with us. We have a lot of community, and we are like on a mission to build a platform where students can come and they can connect with industry people and watch their episodes, get inspiration, get a lot of motivation, also educate themselves, like learn a lot of things. Because I say the things you are like reading in books and stuff like that. This it's all part of a theoretical based learning, and if you are implementing few things, it's practical learning. But what we do is we stick to experiential learning, where let's say an industry person is sharing his experiences. We learn from his experiences. So it's very interactive learning as well, and learning for experiences is what I feel. I've done the same, and that's the reason why I'm doing it the same for industry inspired talk. And inspiration is everyone. Everyone needs inspiration. But why we started industry inspired talks? Because Joe Talks and Tech Talks were not giving opportunities to the corporate people. Okay, the people who are behind the scenes. They were all like they were giving credits to entrepreneurs, big celebrities. But what about the commoners like us? What about the people who are like like making an impact in their careers, like me? Like after 3 years or 5 years, I'll be giving a tech talk. But that is where I am very much, I'm a personal brand. Okay, but corporate people in corporate, they work hard. Like for example, a developer, or for example, a corporate professional. So we publish their stories. We inspire students because we want to not just inspire them with the stories of big people. There are some commoners as well which play a part and which inspire people. So this is where inspire stories is very authentic, and it's for only industry people. It's not for any big shot celebrities or anything of that sort. And we don't reach out to them as well, because because right now we all are students who are preparing ourselves for the industry, and it's better that you upskill yourself with the industry people, because you in turn you need to build those professional relationships as well, which can help you throughout your life. Because it's a new chapter, right? Like industry, if you see, you all are students. You are someday or the other you are going to like close the chapter and you are going to go to the industry. And by all these initiatives which we do, we get a lot of insight as well. Yes, the fifth is in industry insight. So these are the five points. So you get a lot of insight, you get a lot of motivation, we educate as well. Okay, and we work on the terms of experiential learning. Okay, there is no other form of learning which we have right now currently. Right, we are also coming up with a concept called as Inspire Class, which is going to have a like innovative learning approach, which is not used in the classes we here have in India. It's not used here. It's used in foreign. Okay, so that concept is going. We are going to bring that like in the next month. Okay, we are starting from July. So that's an amazing thing to see as well, because we have been focusing on, like, we are seeing education from a very like sensitive point of perspective, because right now what situations are going on here in India, the education system is completely deteriorating. Okay, just because the students are like waiving off the exams, the students are passing their exams, that doesn't mean they are going to do well in the industry. Right now they are passing the exams because they are like right now they are getting that benefit due to this disease. But later in the industry, they'll perform like their performance is very poor because they have not like made themselves industry ready, and that is very important. And the main important aspects you face, the main challenges you face is you get career rejections. You do like you do not do good things in your corporate world. Okay, you're not much successful in your corporate world. So it's better as a student, even if you're not learning the concepts, try to go out of the way, connect with people from the industry. Okay, attend such events, watch such episodes where they inspiring people come and they share their experiences. As I said in interview series, we invite students. Okay, so that's where the students come in, then they share their campus to corporate experience, what it is to take like work at Microsoft. So we have done episodes, we have done 20 episodes, 25 plus episodes up till now. Okay, and the total episode count is 50. Okay, we have a lot of content for students on our YouTube channel as well as on the website, that the platform we are building currently, Industry Inspired Talks. So on that also we list all our episodes. Now coming to the Community X part, where like I missed that. So Community X is basically, these are all things where we are starting a community for students. This Community X is a community for community. Okay, so basically we partner with communities we share their initiatives and work opportunities, and the students are acting as a third party person, okay, where who are going to get benefited by the content which is shared by our partner communities. Let's say they are doing an event, we share their initiatives, like all these events and stuff like that. And also the work opportunities. Let's say if they're hiring for volunteers, we share that. And on the basis of the initiatives, we organize yearly Community X Awards, where we track their performance on the basis of their initiatives and whatever activeness they are, how active they are in the year, and we felicitate them with awards. Okay, so that's the whole mission. So it's works all around community. So our part it's for our partner community, and students, they can join the community definitely, because our mission as a community X is to bring all the communities, unite all the communities on one single platform, that is Community X, where they can come in there, can share, and students need not to go to any other pages. They can get all updates in just one page. Okay, that's it. So the more we partner, the more content we bring in, the more students we impact. So it's like that. So these are the
Wow,
two.
that
Yeah, so
is
these are the,
really
yeah. And I'll say, like, all these things which I shared, covered with you, I've formed a lot of industry connections as well, because I was a fresher. Like, to let you know, I am the youngest one in our board of directors in Industry Inspire Talks. So because I specifically don't, like, right now I was not very good at decision making. So the networking part is very important, because it will help you meet a lot of people who can, like, be a part of your progressive network, progressive circle. Okay, and that progressive circle would take you up ahead. Okay, it's like that. So network is very important.
I agree. Okay, so how do you think a student community can be built from scratch?
So as I said, right, the content which I covered from scratch, the like if you even if you're starting tomorrow, okay, you need to have an idea, like why the purpose should be there. Like a community works on the basis of the purpose, on the basis of the things they commit to students. Let's say we are going to provide you this course for free. That's a commitment they are making. Like, we are going to provide, because there are a lot of players in the market who are doing the same and they're charging it, but we are like providing for free. And also we have to focus on emphasizing the benefits of these things which you are like organizing, or the things you are going to start as a community. Like, by being a part of your community, what benefit will I get? Okay, that's the question. That's the very important question. You should work on that. Okay, the services you provide are very important. It should help students in like achieving heights in their career, because communities are just for career growth. Okay, communities are not like, if there are different sets of communities, but right now like students are there. So I just want to talk about the communities which are aligning with the career growth perspective, because we all are students. We want to grow in our career. Communities are the best ways to do. Okay, the technical and the non-technical. So these are the two different types which you have. And in order to do it from scratch, I shared the 7 steps as well, where you need to like start by scanning your self-interest. Then also, like, all these important things which I mentioned in the, if you want, I can share, and I can like, it's a question asked by you or any other on the chat.
No, this was a question from us.
Okay. So as I said, let me just say, so yeah. So after you scan your personal interest, as I said, from scratch, you just need to, as I said, it's very important. The purpose is very important. Okay. So if you have a purpose, you can start it right away. Okay. But you have to pick your name beside the service model as well. So these 3 important things: the name, the service model, and the purpose. If you want to start from scratch, you need these three resources in hand to start. And also volunteers are very important, like people who are part of your core team, who are going to start your community, who are going to boost your, like, whatever positions they are deployed in, whether it is a marketing intern or maybe it's a community intern. It's all, you have to gather your own stride, you have to gather your own volunteers, and you have to just start. Okay, just kickstart. That's it. You need not to do any promotion. You have to just start with your first event, and slowly and steadily the number would go and increasing. Okay, just like it happened for us. We started with just one program, then we right now have a community of 1,000 plus on Slack in Dev Incept. Okay, so you just have to start. It's not like students or people would not support you. people would support you because you're doing it for a social cause. You're not doing it for money. So people would come in and be a part of community. So doing it from scratch is, it's never easy for anyone. Okay, you are starting your own something, but you just need to be, as I said, just need to be consistent, very consistent on whatever things you are providing, and the commitment part. You have to like make them feel like family, make them feel like they are part of a community. They are learning actively and they are upskilling themselves. Okay, so that's all. If you need to build from scratch, these things you need to focus on.
All right. Tell us about the achievements of Industry Inspire Talks and Community X.
Can you come again?
Tell us about the achievements of Industry Inspire Talks and Community X.
Okay, so Industry Inspire Talks, when we started in August, so it's very tough to grow on LinkedIn. I mean it because LinkedIn is a platform for professional people. So our biggest achievement was till date is in just 8 to 9 months, we grew from 0 to 3,000 followers on LinkedIn, and we have more than 50 plus companies, like people who have done interviews with us. So we have more than 50 plus episodes. Also, with the episodes part, we have published 40 plus stories of different people, progressive people, successful people who are in the industry. We have done 3 events. We do events on quarterly basis. So that's our progress up till now. And in terms of members, we have a lot of members. We have a lot of students who are associated with us. Like our community is basically the people who do episodes with us are part of our community, because the students who are going to watch their episode can reach out to them back, okay, if they have any questions. So if that, like under interview series, like the episodes part, so that's a part of a community. And the second people to be a part of community are the people who have done events with us, okay, who have like done an event. Let's say we had done 3 events before. One was Entre Summit, then we had Industry Connect, and like we have 3 events in all in just 9 months. So quarterly, and we are also coming up with an event in August. Okay, so that's what our protocol is. We do events quarterly. We don't do it like monthly or in 2 months. It's quarterly. So this is the progress up till now. We have our own website. We have a platform on which we have posted all these things. We have a board of directors. When I started, I was just the one to start, but right now I have a team of 25 plus people. I'm very fortunate enough. I have a product team, I have a marketing team, and I also have a board of directors team which is filled with people more experienced than me. So one is his name is Aman. He works with Deloitte. He's the chief operating officer. Another is Vishal sir, who has 10 plus years of experience in customer relationship management, and he's very much like elderly to us. Okay, he's very older to us, I think. He's 40, 45 kind of, and we have a young developer who is kind of he's our CTO. So we expanded in terms of team as well as in terms of community, in terms of numbers as well, and in terms of impact as well. Because the kind of content which we are covering, if you will go check it out, you will get like, it's basically they are sharing their experience. That's it. And the experiences are formulated in an education format. Okay, where we are going to kind of like cover all the aspects, but it's kind of an experiential learning format. Okay, so we, as I said from the start, we focus on experiential learning only. Okay, we don't want to do webinars, or we don't want to do all these things, because we believe that a person or a student can learn best when it comes to learning from others' experiences. Whatever like role models we aspire them, we learn from them. We learn from their experiences, whatever they share, whatever the knowledge they are trying to, like the change they are trying to make. We try to become like them. We try to like, this is the whole thing about Industry Inspire Talk. And for Community X, we started in May, that is last month. So we have partnered with 5 plus communities. So telling you the precise count is 6. So right now we are just focusing on coding communities. So we have communicated, like some of the big people are like big communities which are like collaborated is Code Warriors is one. Then we have Dave Incept, and also we have Codex Script community also is there, the third one. And Nerd for Tech, if you have heard about NFT, it's a Medium publication which is very renowned on LinkedIn. It's like led by Harsh Mittal. So these are the communities, like these are 5 to 6 communities which we have collaborated with right now. So this is like, it's very new. Like I started recently, and we have also for Dave Incept also. Let me just So it's like if you are asking about Community X and Industry Inspired Talk, this is the growth up till now.
Okay, so what do you think are the constraints that one can face while building a community?
I'm now working on my project.
Sorry, your video has is frozen. I guess there was some network issue.
Sorry.
Sorry, my network
Yeah,
went off.
yeah.
Yeah,
Network
that's
went off.
okay. Okay, so I was asking, what do you think are the constraints that one can face while building a community?
What are the constraints? Like, what are the
Constraints.
problems one can face?
Yeah.
The problems, okay. Good question. So the biggest problem is people. Okay, you have to pitch your community idea, whatever it is, whatever community you're running. The people, the initial volunteers for being a part of a community is very important. It was tough for me as well to gather my own team. Okay, so the teaming part is very important because the initial chain formation, if you don't form the initial chain, then the larger part of the chain will not be able to form. Okay, so the initial chain is very important. Okay, so
There is some.
There's some network issues.
Yeah.
It's okay, we'll wait.
Just wait for some time.
Yeah.
We'll join.
yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so we were talking about the problem. Yes. So the people part is very important. The people, if you don't like reach out to right people, search for the right people, then your the whole community aspect. Okay, when you outgrow your community, when you make it large, in the end, it all results to a failure. If you don't have your team straight, okay, you need to have a good core team in order to like start your activities and keep running it until you are alive. Okay, because a community I think should be active until you are alive. After like you go off the community and gone, okay, or you need to set up someone who can look over your community. So that, but for now, when you are starting, the most important and the most like pressing problem are people. Okay, because initiatives and all these things you can think of. You can do all these things because you know how you need to organize things, you know how you need to provide your services. You are the best person to tell like how you are going to achieve, like how you're going to impact people because you are the one starting the community. But like getting those people to join you and getting those people to build your community is very important. People is the only thing which I think one must focus on because the way you pitch to people, the way you pitch to your the ones who are joining your community will definitely make an impact, larger impact in future. Okay, if let's say your community strength is your core team, it's like that.
Okay.
So
Now it's time for audience to ask some questions.
Uh,
how
Samarthya
to become
asked
a speaker?
how to become a speaker at industry talks.
So Samarthya, like for industry inspired talk, you can only be a speaker like if you're a student. Okay, I'm assuming you're a student. So only you can be a part of our interview series. Okay, so interview series is specifically for students. So where this series is all about, let's say I'll talk more about the series. It's a series where we invite students who have interned at company and converted that internship opportunity into a pre-placement offer. So we have a whole set of episodes which we do with that person. We have done 20 episodes up till now. So what that episodes is all about is, so the first part is the part one, where we talk about the extracurricular and the academic experience of the person, of the student. And the second part is where we talk about his industry experience, like about the company's work culture, the interview experience, internship experience, and all these things which are related to the industry. Okay. And if you want to become a speaker, you need to satisfy these things. Okay. You should have an internship at a company and a pre-placement offer in order to share your experiences. Okay. So that's the only way if you want to become a speaker. So industry inspired talks is all about industry professionals. But what I thought is I should give a small part to students where you need to fit in that criteria in order to become a speaker. It's like we don't like give we don't give opportunities to all the students. There are some very handpicked students who fit in our criteria, and we give them they deserve to be a speaker. Okay, so you can watch our episodes. So all these students, like in the interview series, if you go check it out, they are specifically students, but they have done a lot in life. So you need to be that at that stage in order to be like come here and speak at industry inspired talk. It's not very easy to do it right from the start. Right from the start, we have been focusing on the good people because our motive is to inspire you all. Okay, so you should take inspiration from a person who is better than you. Okay, who has done a lot in his life and who is sharing his experiences. So that's what we believe. Second question is, how does community experience help to grab a job repetitive company? So I'll tell you, Swayam, and I thank you for that question. So I think it helps you in every way. All these skills which I told you right now, it can help you get a coding job, a technical job, as well as a non-technical job. Okay. So if you be a part of communities, so you have to pick your own community. It's not like I just gave examples. You have to scan your personal interest. You have to see which community best fits the job role you want to target in future and start contributing to the community and like grow yourself as well in terms of skills, and you can definitely get a job. Okay, after you doing that. How to boost your network as a fresher? Join LinkedIn. That's the simple straightforward answer. Like how to boost your network: join LinkedIn, start connecting, build your network, do something like be a part community, create content. All these things are very important in building a progressive network. It's not like it's not a one way thing. You are not going to do it the one way. You have to do it in multiple ways. You have to connect with people. You have to connect with industry professionals. Okay, you have to start building a community as a student only. Okay, not after graduating. So it would be too long for you. Next question: what has helped you to get you where you are, and what advice would you have for others who want to set off in a similar direction? Again, a good question. So what helped you get where you are here? Simple answer: hard work. That's the only thing which has like made me what I am today. Hard work, dedication, and creative thinking. I think very important because all these communities I formed, because a lot of communities are there in the market today, and coming up with a unique idea with a unique goal. Okay, it's very tough. So you need to be very creative, and hard work and dedication and doing all these, being a part of all these communities gives you that experience as well, which can boost your creative thinking, and you can like start your own community in future. But for now, just focus. If you want to build your community, just focus on being part of community. If you're a fresher, okay, start with being a part. Then after that, like start your own community. So it's how the culture works. I had just flash the question. We had another question, I guess. The same question. Yeah. And what advice do you want to have? What would you have for others who want to set off in a similar direction? So let's say you are a student, you are a fresher, complete fresher. You don't know what communities are. I think that I have portrayed enough. I've explained enough, and that would give you a lot of clarity. So in order to start anything, start a community, these things which I covered in the PPT, these are very important. These are the like the building blocks in order to build your career in community. Okay. So like going apart from that, what advice I want to give? The only advice I want to give is join a community today. Okay. And start impacting. Okay. Once you be a part of it, you will definitely realize you are like growing yourself in terms of skills, in terms of knowledge, in terms of the network you build. So there is a lot to take in. Okay. And you can, if you head in the similar direction, you will definitely be successful in life.
Any other
Thank you
questions?
so much for answering the questions and for spending your valuable time with us. It was
Yeah, it
really
was
great.
great having you. Hope you have enjoyed and had a great day ahead. Goodbye.
Wonderful, and thank you so much for like hosting the session. So it's not just the speaker; you guys hosted it very really well. So thank you so much for the Learn for Cause team as well for this opportunity. So it's my first shot after a lot of time, a long time, because I didn't speak at an event. So thank you so much for recognizing whatever I've done and giving me an opportunity for this program, for inspiring a lot of people. And kudos to you all. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I wish you a lot of success ahead. And keep doing the great work. That's it. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Goodbye.
much. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
And next we hand over to Tanya.
Hello everyone, my name is Tanya. So let's start with our show further. Mr. Sandeep is the South Asia Pacific head at KOI and has been empowering the community with more than 50 talks. So, therefore, we would like to understand more about KOI ecosystem from him itself. So, without any further delay, let's have him with us.
Hi Tanya,
Hello,
thanks for
sir.
having
Hope
me
you're
over.
doing good.
I'm good. How are you? How has your day been?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. So I guess we are already running late and short of time. So I'd like to share my screen without any further delays.
Yeah,
Just give
sure.
me a second. Oh, nice. All right. So, fine. So my today's talk is going to be upon quality information, the Web 3.0 attention economy. So right now, this might not be something that's making up a lot of sense to anybody out there in the session. So okay, before going ahead, again, so this is something that I have been doing from last few sessions, that instead of me coming and blabbering up anything over here, I'd rather want this to be a two-way interaction session where I'm talking up something and you guys are talking to me back via comments. So first of all, you guys can spam with something like hashtag KOI. If you have attended my first day's talk, I was also the speaker at the first day's event. So if you have attended that, just spam something with the hashtag KOI. But I don't think that there will be a lot of people with that. So all right, let's see if there was someone. I don't think so. All right. So even if there was no one, now this is my big task to make sure that after attending today's talk, you're not messing up anything from my future talks. So I need to catch up all of you guys. And okay, so there are a couple of polls. Hi Samartya, hi Pragati. Okay, so I need to make sure that what are the things you should understand from this session overall to join me up in all my future sessions. So let's have a look on what's quality information and what's the Web 3.0 attention economy all about. And I'll be taking you all inside that. So before going ahead, you guys need to know a reason why you got to listen to me for the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour. So you need to understand who am I and what I've done so far, that you need to listen to me. Otherwise somebody will come and he'll blabber anything and then you have to believe him. So rather doing that, let's have a dive into my profile. I am the South Asia community lead for OpenGoe. I am the growth hacker at Communal plus plus. I also own my e-commerce store, which is badelog.in. So have a look and also do place an order if you are liking any of the cool merchandise from the platform. Apart from that, there's this one thing which I talk about myself. I'm a person who will talk to you for hours on no topic but making a lot of sense. So this is something let's hop for anybody who's watching this session. After this session, if you want to hop on a call with me one on one, please feel free to DM me on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to connect on any of the coming weekends. So to discuss anything you would be interested in. So before going anything, Now it says what is koi, and so you would be interested, and if you understand Hindi, so in Hindi we say this as koi. Now what is koi? It sounds like a funny name, but eventually, what's the meaning of koi, and what actually koi is? So let's talk about this little bit later, because whatever koi has got to propose you, or whatever I have got to propose you, in the end, that is very important for you to understand the problem very, in the very beginning. So apart from all of that, okay, just give me a second. I need to set this up. Okay, I guess that's better. I was just setting up my screen, screen setup, so that I can see the comments and the slides both at the same time. Okay. So let's talk about this later. What's koi? Okay. So before I go ahead anywhere, I would like to know, if you guys are aware what this actually is. Is there anyone who's aware what this is actually, that something that is being displayed on my screen? Guys, let's make it a little bit more interactive. Spam, push, comments, a lot of them. I'm not asking you to do my branding or something. I'm not asking you to spam with my name. Rather, I'm asking you to spam with something informative. So if you guys don't know, this is a data center. Now, all the big organizations. Yeah. So Rohan already said that it is a server. So Samarthya, you said it's a blockchain technology, but it's not. I'll come to that within a couple of minutes. So these are all servers. These are all the big servers. These are all the big servers, Amazon servers, Google servers. These are located at different parts of the world, holding a lot of holding a lot of data inside them. So now, you know what? All the information that you are viewing right now, all this YouTube video being streamed, or anything that is being caught up onto the internet right now, is either being transferred from these organizations. Now Google, Amazon, and all these organizations are becoming the monopoly. So initially, if you guys remember, that there was YouTube had no ads when YouTube was a very new platform. Then later YouTube came up with one single ad. Then later YouTube came up with two ads of 10 seconds, which were skippable. Now YouTube is coming up with unskippable ads, and it's becoming a hell. So all right, so so we need to understand what's the problem that is there with the web right now. What's wrong with the web? So most of all of these web-based companies, all the companies that are based out of web 2.0, monetize by exploiting their users. And they whatever the users they are having on their platform, all of them exploit their users. They sell their user data. Guys, please spam with the company's name that's selling user data. Again, nothing to be connected with me, nothing to be connected with Learn for Cause, nothing to be connected with the organizers or anyone, but everyone knows who it is who sells user data. So spam with the company's name, hashtag the company's name who sells user data. Then if you guys will not answer that, then I'll come to an end. That who are they? So now, and then there is a company who posts unskippable ads, hide their best content behind paywalls. So who's this hide their best content behind paywalls? So websites like Chegg and all that different websites which have tons of contents, but they'll show the free content only for a limit, but after that they'll be asking tons and tons of money from you. And apart from that, there's one another biggest drawback of this, which is the lack of transparency. So okay, I'll tell you something very honestly. Let's play a fun around this session. So there is Omkar who's talking around with us in the comment section, and he is putting up a lot of comments, hoping for a good evening, and his session was amazing. Yeah, obviously it was. So he is spamming with a lot of comments in the account of industry inspired talks. But someone who didn't attend a session, do you know that it is Omkar sitting behind the wall? No. So there is a lack of transparency in the web 2.0. There's a lack of transparency. So I want you guys to understand the real time idea, of how things are happening around the web 2.0 and why this needs to change. So do you know what? any kind of data, any kind of form you filled in the morning today, or any kind of the form that you might fill tonight, all of them, the data is getting tracked, and it is like, so okay, so there's this one big statement which says, anything which does not cost you is, for that eventually you are the product, the user is the product. So like, for Instagram, Facebook, and all those different things, like, you are the product, and that's the eventual thing. Now, coming up next, what's the solution to this? The solution to this is blockchain based web 3.0. And again, this is not something like, that I have created alone, and like, this is not another hackathon project which is like, bhaiya blockchain pe project bana diya, and I want to do this in my life. But rather, koi is something really big. So I'll come to that data also. I'll come to that data also in a couple of minutes. All right. So now, talking about what is blockchain based web 3.0, like, and how it is making a change and all that. So the benefits of using blockchain based web 3.0 technology as a solution to this problem is, it has increased permanence, it has increased performance, and increased transparency. So I'll discuss each of those points in one by one. So let us say there's a news channel, like, so you guys would be aware of this, that most of the times that you are hearing some fake news on the internet or something like that, right? So all those fake news, like, sometimes these channels will be posting some fake news, but then and there they have the command to go back in time and change the content that they have produced. So like, that's again something like, they are playing up with you. They show you some fake data, they grab your opinion upon that. If they see the response going against their track, then they are like, just going and changing that up. So then, like, now not talking about increased performance, how much of the control of the content, or how much control of the data, how much of the control of the data that you're actually having. Then there are a lot of political parties who are like, playing this media track. So this is something that I was having a conversation last night. I would like you guys to enjoy the conversation as well. So what do you need to become a president in a country? Is there anyone who could give an answer that's running on in my mind right now? So to become a president, to become a prime minister, to become legit anything in this world, you only need to be friends with Mark Zuckerberg. That's it. If you are friends with Mark Zuckerberg, you will become the prime minister the next day, for sure. Like, they can just bring up the complete government and they can shoot you up as a prime minister. It's not that, like, a lot of things, like, tons of things inside the web right now. So now, talking about transparency, is there transparency right now? We had a very real-time discussion around that, like, someone else sitting behind around someone else's identity and posting up some messages. So like, there's a lack of transparency in web 2.0. So all this is happening because the media right now is completely centralized. So right now we have a centralized web where, like, all the data is being stored at a single central server space, and we guys, like, we as clients are using the complete information from a single server as nodes. But the solution to this is the decentralized web, the blockchain based web, where, like, you store data in multiple locations and in like, in different places, in multiple ways, up to you. So and like, so any kind of data that you're requesting, it's not coming up from a single source, so that particular source cannot charge you up eventually for any kind of information. So your information is safe, secure, more transparent, like, and more permeable, and everything, like, a lot of things inside that. So that is the solution to all of that, which is, like, the decentralized web. Oh, all right. Now coming to that, what is CoiX and what is web 3.0? So let me, like, let me just read whatever is written down in the slides, and then I'll give you a line by line explanation of what's written down there. So Coi's breakthrough innovation is a scalable consensus protocol that tracks attention. So this means Koi is nothing but it's just a protocol. So right now, if you have ever, like, I guess most of you guys would have learned some kind of computer networking in your college days or something. So you are completely aware about it, like, what's actually a protocol. A protocol is something using which web applications talk or something. So yeah, a protocol is basically a rule. Exactly, Samarthya. So now, so it is a consensus protocol that tracks attention. So basically, COE is tracking attention at all point on the decentralized internet. So now after that, it is going to reward the reliable and the creative stakeholders. Here, stakeholder stands for all the people who are contributing content to the internet. So if, like, let us say you are a Instagram account holder, like, you have an Instagram influencer account with 10K or 20K followers. So you are a stakeholder because, like, you are creating some content that eventually gives value to a lot of people. So you are a stakeholder of the web. That is the place where you start earning. Right now there is nothing like, all these influencers in the Instagram application right now, they are like, I want to collaborate with your brand, can you give me 2 free t-shirts? I want to collaborate with your brand, can you send me five things of your product, and then I will promote your product on my stories and posts. But that is not something like, the stakeholder, the person who's creating the content, should not run behind them. Instead, the people, like, who want to get themselves promoted or marketed, should run behind all these stakeholders, because these guys are the real persons holding the value. So this serves as the foundation layer for the COE D app developer framework. So basically, COE is a framework, like, so let us say every house, like, in the house you're sitting right now, in the building you're sitting right now, it is laid down on a foundation laystone. So every application is based on a foundation laystone. Now this foundation laystone is basically going to be COE 3, COE X, and COE Web 3.0. Above this there will be multiple applications built, like, so above COE X you can build up a complete Instagram, above COE X you can build up a complete Snapchat, above COE X you can build up a complete Twitter. You can legit build anything to make it more transparent, to make it more rewarding for the user that is actually creating value. So now your question will be, okay, if you have this brilliant idea, why don't you do it right now? So again, I'll tell you, it has all started months back. It is on the track. I'll share with you the complete roadmap on how COE is progressing, and, like, on how things are going ahead, and how you guys can be a part of this change. So now, okay, apart from this, like, the way you transact and the way you browse internet in COE is via COE tokens. So towards the end of this session, like, as soon as we start progressing towards the end of the session, we will be, like, I'll be taking you through how you can grab some COEs, and how you can, like, be a part of this transparent internet web, and, like, a lot of different things. Just give me a couple of minutes, I'll cover it up all for you. So now the next thing is, so the COE framework is basically something which is providing the security, transparency, and it is incentivizing the performance benefits of blockchain based technologies with just a few lines of code. So basically, COE is just doing nothing. It is, like, just few lines of code, and it creates wonders, and that's how we do that. And okay, so now let's have a look into the COE ecosystem, on how the COE ecosystem is actually working. What's your role into the COE ecosystem? What's my role into the COE ecosystem? And how do we, like, how do we actually transact into the COE ecosystem? It's not easy as, like, you might see that you open up google.com, you enter up a data, and, like, you're like, boom. It's obviously that the end goal is to create a COE search engine where, like, you can browse up literally anything with transparency, with the safety of your data. Now there are people like creators and publishers. Okay, I guess my pointer is not visible to you guys, but yeah, still, so, like, if you can figure out that small yellow color or cream color square box or a rectangle box, it says creators and publishers on the bottom. That's where we start. Like, these creators and publishers are some people like you guys who are publishing the content onto the COE protocol, who are publishing the content to the COE, like, COE network. And after registering their content, so as soon as you registered your content, it goes for verification. It's not that you'll put up some spammy content, or you'll claim someone else's content and then it gets, like, approved. So then there are COE contracts, which eventually create a lot of COE task contracts. What are these COE task contracts? These are, like, these are design payloads which are given, like, which are given to different people to get them verified. And once these people are verifying your data, these guy, like, these people provide some kind of payload to your content, like, that this is a content that has been verified. So if you can see that voter kind of box, these people are, like, who are these people are someone who are just verifying your content and just giving it an approval. As soon as they have submitted your data to the bundler, it goes to the permanent record, which is the RV permaweb. So right now, any kind of data that you are creating via COE is stored on the RV permaweb, which stores your data. For the correct answer to this question might win something very exciting from me. So meanwhile, I explain the some of the next things. You have to guess this into the comments box. For how many years your data gets stored onto the RV permaweb? And then once your content is verified, once your content is approved from the people who are set to verify, this gets available for the gateways traffic for the world to use that, and for the people to check it out and all that different stuff. So all right, so Samarthya, you said it gets stored for 100 years, but it's not even close to that. Means you are not even close to the correct answer. And okay, so Prayasu, so Prayasu, he gave the correct answer again. It's 200 years. And so this guy is someone who has been playing around with COE for a couple of days, and he's holding around 105 COE tokens right now. So it's just the start of something very big, and he is already having 100 tokens right now, and that's something big again. So I'll tell you how brilliant the concept of COE is. That someone as me who is explaining you the whole concept, who is the employee to the company, is merely holding 5 COE tokens, whereas this guy, he is holding 105 COE tokens. So he is having just you can guess, he is having 20x of me. So all right, I wish I could have more than 100 COE someday. Okay, so all right, coming to the next part, how these task contracts are actually working and how these things are getting done. All right, so this is the place where on the top you can see the first part, which is fetch raw data. Any kind of data which a person is submitting to the network is a raw data in terms of binaries or anything. The second part is the creation of attestations. All these attestations are created by the people who are verifying your content. So if you can see that there is a small red color mark which says approved. I don't know how much big is this on your screen. On my screen it's pretty big, so I can read that there's approved written on it. And then it gets stored onto the RV permaweb, and then whenever it is required, it gets fetched automatically according to that. So anything that is stored onto the RV permaweb, it gets stored for 200 years. So that's more than anything, for to come into conflict. If I am able to look at what internet looked, so today we are in 2021, 1921, 1821. So if we are able to look, so can you see, if we are able to look how the internet looked back there, how how back then in 1821 the internet really looked, you have no idea to that. So now the overall thing is, this is what COE enables you to do that. From the last 10 years, there's a drastic change into the internet technology, on how the internet has been working, on how everything has been functioning. So now the overall thing is, you never know how the next 10 years are going to change. Maybe you are hearing to this talk today, and after 10 years you might remember that you were introduced to COE for the first time in a talk, in a session, because maybe after 10 years the overall of the internet would be functioning upon COE, and if not overall, at least a bare minimum is of 50% of the internet. So yeah, it's going to be brilliant. All right, so I also do not want this session to be so much informative, boring, sadusa. So I have also kept some things some interesting conversations in between. So since all of my conversation is around tokens, around blockchain, around the crypto market, we also had something popping up in the news couple of days, which was doggy going to the moon. and this is the place where we are going to fight around, like, doggy coin and Bitcoin. Now the thing is, doggy coin to the moon, that was a completely false statement. It can never reach to the moon. It cannot even reach $10. The only reason it reached down from, like, 4 rupees to 76 rupees or 55 rupees, whatever the highest cap was, because of the tweets that Elon Musk did. And so now let us say if there are 100 people who are planning to buy 1 lakh doggy coins, it is like, they'll get 1 lakh doggy coins. But it is just because there is an unlimited supply for that. Like, there's like, you go and ask the token exchange that I want 100 doggy coins. It just creates 100 doggy coins, and it just gives you that. Like, so there is an unlimited supply and there is an unlimited demand, and, like, so it just keeps on growing like that. But now let's talking about Bitcoin. When you talk about Bitcoin, why is Bitcoin priced at 46 lakhs? Can anybody tell me that into the comments box? I'm very excited to know this from you guys. Is that just that Bitcoin started back then, years back, so it is so costly today? So Samarthya says Bitcoin is costly because of Elon Musk. No, it's wrong. It's not costly because of Elon Musk. So Bitcoin is costly because I would like to know the guesses from the audience, but I cannot see much comments popping up. All right, so I'll come to that. Bitcoin is costly. The only reason is its scarcity. The scarcity of the token is something that makes it unique. The scarcity of the token is something what makes it unique. Basically, there is a limited creation, there is a limited supply of the Bitcoin which gets created every 24 hours, and that is the only thing which makes it unique. So I'll come to another real-time example. I guess all of you would have seen that COVID second wave that has been popping up a couple of months back. I hope everybody is safe in your houses. So now talking about the second wave of COVID, there were families that saw a shortage of oxygen cylinders. Then there were, like, families that saw a shortage of tocilizumab or, like, remdesivir injections and all that. So these were getting sold for, like, freaking 50k and 1 lakh into the market, where the cost was merely as low as 2,000 or 3,000. And why this was happening? Because there was a limited supply but a high demand. So, like, control the demand and supply market, and that is something that is going to create more value to you. And so now okay, so now this is something which is, like, which I was talking about, how koi is, like, more important, or something that is going to create value for the web. So the overall koi network, the overall koi protocol functions upon something which is called as kois. There are koi tokens which are kept on a stake for the people who are generating the maximum attention and the people who are giving maximum proof of traffic for the koi network, and they get rewarded with 1,000 koi tokens per 24 hours. So there is a limited cap supply of 1,000 koi tokens that is being generated every 24 hours. And so now you guys know what? This is the right moment, this is the right time to tap into koi, because right now there is a lesser number of people using that. So there is a higher probability of you getting some higher amount of koi for just gaining some little bit of attention. But later, with time, as soon as, like, more people are falling into this, more people are joining up for this, that is the place you lose all the game. Like, the early you are, like, the early one wins the game. Basically, someone who starts coding in first year gets placed early, someone who starts coding in third year gets placed for low and gets placed late. So it's like, being early is the key for anything. So the only thing that I wanted you guys to know, that there is, like, control of 1,000 koi tokens per 24 hours being generated to be distributed amongst the people. And yep, so now talking about how the koi ecosystem works, it works in a very basic similar way, which I have been discussing with you guys. There's a creation of 1,000 koi tokens per 24 hours which is awarded to the top content. All this koi token is then getting logged into bounties. These these bounties set rewards for content curation and enrichment. So basically the content creators create content, gain some more attention, and that is how, like, yeah, so that's how, like, people earn and people transact for koi. And then they, as soon as they start start transacting for koi, they unlock their bounties, they run koi tasks on your node. So all right, so it's not just that you need to be a content creator only for earning koi. So so now the point is, you do not need to be a content creator for all the time for earning some koi. So it is just that you can also run a node on your local system to earn some koi. Now what is running a node actually? So if you remember in my initial slides, there was something which I showed you here. So there was something which I showed you here which said this is decentralized, means basically you get a part of the internet to store on your local system. That's what is meant by node, where, like, you are just doing a lot of things onto your local system. So yeah, so, like, you can start running a node on your local system and earn koi for that. And then after you have earned some little bit of koi, you burn it to register content. So it's just that you earn koi, you burn koi to earn more koi, and that's how you do that. And now your point will be, okay, so this is, like, I am locking you up in a loop where, like, you earn koi, you get a lot of koi, you burn it to earn more of it. Then but what is the actual use of it? So the actual use of it, this token is going to be scarce one day when people will be fighting for kois to browse the internet, to browse the safer internet. So that is the only single place where you can sell these tokens on the internet for a price. Like, there'll be market exchanges and everything coming up in there. All right. So now you will be asking me up that what is your place into the ecosystem and all that different things. So there are multiple things. So there are developers. So anybody who's a developer, you can start creating an application on the KoiX framework, and you can create multiple decentralized applications which are based on KoiX, and all these transacting back there to the RV network, like, storing all the data on the RV permaweb. Then so this was something, like, something a bit complex if you are aware of the blockchain technologies. All right. So so if you are aware about the blockchain technologies, if you are aware of creating applications and all that, then only you are able to create an application. But is it something that if you're not a developer, then you cannot transact with koi, and if you're not a developer, then you cannot do something with koi? So it's not like that. You can all the time run a node on your local system. You can all the time get to sit and verify content that all the users for these applications are submitting up. So let us say for an example, let's take a very real time example. I created an application, something like an Instagram application built upon the KoiX framework, for which you guys are the users. Now talking about all those users, for pushing up any of that content, for pushing up anything, it gets verified, it holds some value from the koi staking market, and then all this is getting stored onto the RV permaweb. So either you are a developer, that is the one place where you can earn a lot of koi. Either you are the person who's running a node to earn more koi. So, like, that is the second way you can earn more of it. And if you are earning more of it, eventually the thing is you are going to sell it out to make value, to get you a Ferrari or a Lambo or your dream car, whatever. Okay, so coming to next is get paid for sharing knowledge. Right now you might be seeing there are tons and tons of people coming up with edtech YouTube channels, like, all right, I'll be very frank, in today's era this has become a trend that people are getting placed into Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and then starting up a YouTube channel after that. And everyone does that. So, and I was talking to one of my friends over a call a couple of days back, and he was like, "Bhai, Amazon में job लग गई, अब सोच रहा हूँ YouTube channel खोल लेता हूँ." So that was something like, and for why these guys want to create a YouTube channel, most of the time it is very less of it that they want to create a value. It is very less of it that they want to create a content that really impacts someone. It is maximum of the times that this is something that is being created to generate a larger audience pool in the terms of, like, in the shadow of this bigger organization, like, in the shadow of bigger organization like Amazon, they want to create a user pool into their YouTube channel subscriptions. Later, post that, they'll post any random shit out there, the viewers will watch that, and then YouTube is going to pay them on the basis of the ads that they are showing them. So now that is not the scenario that you do in Koi. Koi is transparent. Koi has no advertisements and all that different stuff. So it is open for anyone and everyone to do literally anything over the web. So you are burning Koi to register public data. Eventually, you are getting a share of 1,000 Koi tokens every day, which is, like, being rewarded to you in terms of what is the data that you are providing to the internet and what is the value that you are providing to the internet. Plus, all the time, it is open for all, everyone, and each and every one of them. So now coming up, so I was creating a hype till now, right? So as I already told you, so do you guys know what? Okay, so someone from the Learn for Cause team, can you just, like, make my slides a bit smaller and make my video a bit more bigger, because I want to talk to everyone. There's an option in StreamYard. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot. So now talking about how to earn Koi. So do you know what? Initially I was explaining you demand and supply chain management. So there's this thing. I was actually playing up with you guys. All this technology is for real. All this shit that you're listening to is for real. But I wanted all the time for you guys to get to Koi, to, like, to earn more Koi, and to get more people onboarded on Koi, like, to explore people on Koi. And that's my everyday task. So that was the place where I was creating an urge inside you. And that was the place I was, like, creating an urge inside you that, yeah, I want Koi, and I want to earn this, like, and I want to keep this as an asset with me. So, like, this is something, like, even if you earn 10 Koi today, that 10 Koi can be something really rewarding in the future for you. So yeah, exactly. So Samarthya says #Koi is future, and yeah, Koi is the future for sure. So now, okay. So now you might be guessing that, like, someone, how someone would have came up with this idea, and where is the team located at? So all the team for Koi is virtual right now, and the Koi's official office, like, the headquarter for Koi is there in Halifax, USA, and most of the people are, like, located in different parts of the world. Like, some people are there in China, some people are there in Japan, and people like me are sitting here in India. So yeah, so that's something like that. So earning a Koi, how can you do that? Deploy a KoiX decentralized application. Again, that is something, I guess that is something, like, you need to be a developer and you need to learn to code and for doing that. But apart from that, running a node and producing and registering the content on the network is something that you can do for all the time. So I'll for running a node, what do you need to do actually is something, like, so running a node is like, opening up in a couple of weeks for Koi. So if you are interested to run a node, there is a form which is floating around the community, in the Koi community, which you can fill up to receive all the notifications if you are interested to run a node to earn more Koi. And apart from that, producing and registering content on the network is all the time open for everyone. So now talking about coming up next. So now, okay, I'll give you 30 seconds. I want to see a spam of comments on how many people are interested who want to know how to earn Koi, who are really interested to get some Koi tokens right now. You have to spam with a #earn_Koi, #earn_Koi ASAP. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for a lot of people to spam, and then and there, like, I'll tell you literally how to earn Koi within, like, within the next few slides. This was something which I also told you guys in the starting, that I'll be minting some cryptos and I'll be minting some of the other things, like, in during the session. So I can see a couple of people coming up with this. Oh, all right. So Samarthya, this is cheating. Samarthya wants a lot of quiz. He is putting up comments again and again. But yeah, a lot of those, a lot of those. All right. So if you are watching this session from your mobile device, I request you to get closer to your laptop or get closer to your system or something where where you can watch me and follow your browser simultaneously, so that you can do that shit right right now along with me. So you can open YouTube in half of your screen, and then you can open a browser in your second tab, so that you can keep on following what are the instructions going on my screen. Apart from that, the second option can be, you can take a screenshot of my slides every time I switch a slide and I explain it to you. So once you take a screenshot of my slide, you can store it and then you can go through the steps. So the next slides are broken down into multiple steps that let you earn some coin. So coming up next, so since all this koi is working up over the RWave perma web, so now the overall thing is you need some AR tokens initially to store some data over the RWave perma web. So for registering any content, you are eventually paying in terms of ARs. AR is a token which is for which stands for the RWave. So you need some AR tokens initially to store some data, and here's a tutorial on how you can grab some free AR tokens coming up next. So you can start taking up screenshots from here, so that you do not miss up a loop on what are the things you need to do, what are the steps that you need to do in order to grab some of those things. So all right, okay, so before going ahead, there is this one thing which I want to share up with you guys, which I think I might forget in the end. So give me a second. All right, so I'll just share another part of my screen once again. Just give me a second, please. All right, so can anybody please add my screen to the stream from the Learn for Cause team? I've shared my screen, please add it to the stream. Guys, please, guys from the audience, please wait for a second. There's someone from the Learn for Cause team will add my screen share to the stream, and then I can explain it to you guys. Oh no, I want to give some background noise at this moment when I'm sharing my screen, but it's not visible on the video stream right now. So I'm like, oh no, no. I'm a fun person to talk with. So yeah, so a lot of people have been coming up with earn koi, but now my screen share has stopped. What to do right now? All right, let me just give a notification to someone from the team. Oh. All right, so I just stopped my screen share to tell you something that if you go to the website, which is openkoi.com, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, yep. So if you go to openkoi.com, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, then in there you can find multiple links. You can find the Koi communities Discord link, where you can find more folks who are working on Koi, who are who are interested into the Koi technology, who are building up things around that. And then there are people who are building applications over Koi and all that different stuff. So you can definitely hop on into the Koi Discord. Yep, it's there. So can you please increase my screen size? Someone from the Koi team? Yeah. So if you go to this website, which is openkoi.com, someone from the Learn for Cause team can also put the link to the website. It is openkoi.com into the comments box. Yep. So anything blockchain can do, Koi can do better. Koi makes blockchain about media instead of just currency. So now I'll not just go into the website, it's up to you guys. So if you go to the bottom of the page, you can find out all those different things get involved, run a node, get the extension, earn for code, light paper, technical paper, And there was a link to the Discord. Okay, so you can find a link here, like, can you see all these buttons on the bottom? So you can find a link to the Discord server here. If you click upon this Discord button over here, you can also, like, someone from the Learn for Cause team, you can just go to the OpenCoi website. You can open this web, like, go to this Discord button, copy the link, post the link into the comments box, so that more and more people can join if they are willing to get into Koi. Now, then talking about how to run a node, you can just come to run a node. There'll be a Google form that you need to fill, and then and there you'll start receiving all those notifications about Koi. And on the same side, Koi is coming up with the extension next week. So I call up a lot of people. I call up everyone to register for the Chrome extension that Koi is launching next week, which will eventually, like, help you manage your quiz more easily. So, like, these are the places where you got to look up for any of the content. And for anything like, you are concerned about, please hop on to the Discord server for Koi, and I am available there. If you shoot any kind of question in the Discord server, like, I'll be coming back to you in terms of your response or anything. So, yep. Now let's hop on to our tutorial back again. I'll share my screen. All right, I'll share my screen again. It will just pop up. All right, so you guys can start taking up screenshots from now. It's like, get some free AR and RV faucet tutorial. So you just need to go to this website, which is faucet.rv.net. And if you do not know what a faucet is, basically you guys will be having a tap in your house, any kind of tap that gives you a flow of water, any type of nozzle, any type of place where you can grab some of the things is called a faucet. So you can Google out what a faucet is, and, like, so you can go to this website, which is faucet.rv.net, and then, like, once you are on this page, this is how you need to do. You need to accept the terms and conditions. You need to click upon continue. Then coming up next, this is the, okay, I forgot, I need to remind you again and again to take up screenshots, right? So you can take a screenshot here, then you can come up here and you can take up a screenshot here again, which is the step 1. You need to press upon the continue button on the bottom of the page. Then coming up for the step 2, also, like, if you guys want these slides, please like, send a message in the comments box, or please approach someone from the Learn for Cause team. Like, if you message any of the admins from Learn for Cause, they will share you these slides with you. They already have an access to all of these slides. So now talking about, so if you have an access to these slides, you'll be able to work much easily if you want to earn some coin. So now you can download and save your wallet key file, which is, like, which lets you keep all the files for, like, there will be a JSON file that gets created in terms of your wallet. There's a wallet key which is being generated for you. If you be very careful while doing this step, because eventually, okay, so how many of you are aware there was a guy from US who was holding some, like, a lot of bitcoins, but eventually he forgot the password to his, like, to his Bitcoin wallet, and he was not able to grab the access. Like, it was a lot and a lot of bitcoins, which could have made him a billionaire, or, like, even much more than that within just minutes like that. But eventually that guy, he forgot that, and that was the place where he lost all of it. So right now I was seeing into the comments that this guy Prayasu, he's saying that he is having 900 koi tokens right now, and he is very excited about it. So eventually I'll tell you something, if he loses his wallet key file, if he loses that, the JSON file he has downloaded initially, he will lose an access to all of that. So eventually your wallet file is something as important as that. So now, so basically this is very important for you guys to store and keep very carefully. Coming up next, you can just, like, before downloading your wallet, you need to verify yourselves that you are a human. And okay, so I'll tell you something. Let me come up with a small knick-knack, very lame joke, which is, for the poor internet, which is the web 2.0 right now, to verify that you are a human, you just click on a reCAPTCHA. You click on a checkbox that you are a human, and you just select through some of the images, and then you verify that yes, you are a human. But for the permanent record, for the permanent web, all the time you have to verify that you're a human by posting a tweet, and that's how you do that. So coming up next, it will ask you to post a tweet on your Twitter, which will, like, a button will pop up, open tweet pop up. If you click upon this button, it will create a Twitter notification which will ask you to post a tweet. Once you post a tweet, it is eventually going to, like, create a tweet for you, and automatically you can post that tweet, which is going to verify your RV account, which is eventually going to verify your RV wallet, and it is eventually getting you some, like, some little bit of RV tokens. I'm not sure how much they are. And coming up next, it asks you to post the tweet, and, like, do not get afraid that there is this big content written down there. Like, I might not want to reveal any kind of safety, like, any kind of sensitive information on the Twitter. So it's nothing like that. It's your wallet address, and anybody can use this wallet address to send you more koi tokens. So if I get your wallet address, I can send you more AR tokens. Sorry. So this was the like, tutorial for how you are getting some AR tokens, which is eventually going to transact you for koi. So basically it is that for using the koi interface, you need two things in your hand. One is the AR tokens, and the second one is koi tokens. So both of those combinationally help you to transact over there. So on the bottom, it's also written, there is a small thing that you need to take care of. There is a big possibility that this step is going to fail, and it will say that they were not able to verify that you're a human. So I'll not call you a human, rather I'll call you a human, HOOMAN. So so they are not able to verify that you're a human. So now you do not need to get sad over here. Like, you do not need to get depressed here that shit, I'm not able to use this technology or something. But rather, it's just easy as that. You need to write up a mail to them. It's like, I'm not sure. It's I guess hello@arviv.org. I'm not sure. Like, you will get an email after, like, if it fails, then they will ask you to write an email to them. If you write an email, plus, like, please include your wallet address and post a link to your Twitter, a link to your tweet, and all that. So then and there, like, they'll help you verify your account. And still, if you are facing any kind of issues, please feel free to DM me on Discord via the Koi Discord server, so I can help you do things. All right. Now coming up next, this is the browser Chrome extension, which is AR Connect. AR Connect is the Chrome browser extension that lets you keep a track of all the AR tokens that you are having. So basically, like, you are using, like, Paytm wallet, PhonePe wallet, GPay wallet, and all that different stuff to keep a track of your INR money. In the same way, you have this AR Connect wallet to keep a track of all the AR tokens that you are holding. So there's an email already popping up in the comments, which team@rv.org. So if your verification fails, then you need to write them an email. In the process of writing an email, if you need any help, DM me on, like, and I'm highly thankful to the team from Learn for Cause for posting all those links, because I have provided these links to these guys before in hand, and they are, like, literally fetching this from the internet to, like, to share it with you guys. So cheers. Then coming up next, this was something for which we were struggling from a lot of time, like, free koi coming right up, a koi faucet tutorial. How do you grab that? So coming up next, here is in, like, get an RV wallet. So since you already have an RV wallet right now, you can skip ahead, you can skip this step, or, like, this is, like, where you will be taken up to the RV website to grab some AR tokens. So this is the step one where like, you have to grab some AR tokens. You can skip this step because you have already done that. And coming up next, it will ask you to upload your JSON file. So basically, the wallet that you have downloaded for RV will be asked to upload here, like, because they need to connect both of your accounts. Like, this is a place where you are connecting your RV account, RV wallet to the Koi wallet eventually, and then, like, you'll be able to transact for all of that. As soon as you upload the JSON file that you had downloaded, then it will ask you to post a tweet. As soon as you click upon that, you will be able to post a tweet onto onto the portal, onto Twitter, to verify that you're a human and to grab some koi tokens. So as soon as you've posted a tweet, they'll verify that yes, you're a human, and then they'll reward you with 5 koi tokens. And using these 5 koi tokens, you can all the time hop onto the website, which is koi.rocks. The portal is called as koi.rocks. If someone from the team from Learn for Cause can share the link in the chat, in the comments box. So it is koi.rocks, where you can share your NFTs. So this was something I was warning up you guys in the beginning, what are NFTs. And so NFTs, okay, so what NFTs are basically, guys, if you know about NFTs, can you please spam hashtag NFT into the comments box? If you don't know about NFTs, can you spam with no, just a no? Can you I would like to see a ton of comments into the comments box, whether you know about NFTs or not, what NFTs actually are and what NFTs are not. Okay, so Samarthya knows, Prayasu knows. What about the other people? Oh, NFT rocks. So this is the portal, basically koi.rocks, where you can come up and upload your NFTs. And so NFTs are basically non-fungible tokens which are getting stored for the permanent record onto the web. And you can you get attention based rewards for a better of NFT that you upload. You grab more attention, and you grab more attention to earn more koi, and that's how you do that. So yeah, a lot of things have been popping up. And I guess this session was not based around NFTs, so I'd not like to dive much into NFTs, because that's not what we are aiming at right now. So there was this one thing which I have been missing. Let me again change my screen share, and I would like to show you guys with this. Okay, if I come to this page again, yep. If you can please add my screen, yep. So now talking about the complete koi infrastructure. So right now this is the complete roadmap of koi. It started back then in 2020, and this is the roadmap that we are following. And we are this is the place where initial seed, so the koi technology is not something that has taken or blown off my mind. It has rather blown off your mind as well, and particularly a lot of investors, a lot of other people as well. So koi has eventually generated some seed funding, and it is seeing a lot of interest from the investor market right now. So this is the place where we are getting ready with the KOI-X protocol for the creation of more and more decentralized applications over the KOI protocol. This is the place where we are sitting right now, which is the Atomic NFT soft launch. And you can easily create some NFTs on the KOI-X protocol, and you can share them on the koi.rocks portal. Plus, this is something which I already told you, that Chrome extension launch is coming up in the next week. So you can just register for the Chrome extension launch via the website, and you can receive all the notifications with respect to that. Then coming up, there will be Koi tasks web scraping, where you will be able to run a node on your local system, and you will be able to run a node on your local system. Plus, you'll be able to earn more Koi from it. Then comes the node CLI launch, and then finally we are aiming this towards the end of 2021. We will be able to do the mainnet launch, where people will be literally able to build applications over KOI-X. And then comes up the KOI Open Web Fund. So this was the roadmap for this. And apart from that, there are companies who are literally struggling, for investors, grabbing a lot of investor attention and all that different stuff. But then there comes this KOI. I am so proud enough that I'm connected to something as cool as this. If I go to the website, I click upon this top, investors, I can literally see a lot of investors who have invested their tons of money, tons of precious money into KOI. And I'd like to thank all of them. I'd like to thank Fenbushi Capital, Sanctor Capital, Outlier Ventures, Maven 11, and all of them. For then there's Pro Validator, Economy, Mask, Portico, and then there's this private investor, Max Stealth, and then there's LD Capital. So all of these investors who have kept a lot of money staked upon Koi technology, for believing into Koi, and for believing that Koi is the future. You need something like Koi to, like, to browse the internet sometime soon. So yep, and again, for the, first things first, you can all the time register for the Chrome extension from here, which I had already shown you on the top, on the home page. All right, it's there. Give me a second. So which I had already shown you guys here, that Chrome extension launch is coming soon, so you can register it from here, get the extension, you can register to run a node. And plus, this was a small, so whatever you have heard me speaking from the last 1 hour, this was just a small snapshot of this was a small snapshot of the Koi, everything you need to know about Koi. You can all the time hop on the light paper and the technical paper to know more about it. Then all right, okay, and just let me share my screen again. All right, so can you add my slides please to the screen? Yep. So this was the place where we were talking about upload your NFTs on the Koi.rocks portal and earn more Koi. And on the side screen, you can see what Koi stands for actually. So yeah, obviously, you can have your time around. And I would love to see all the people into the Koi Discord. And apart from that, for you guys especially, there is a channel called India, there's a complete thing which is called as Discord, Koi worldwide, and there's a channel specifically for the people from the Indian community to hop on to the Discord and discuss things. So let us say if you are posting any kind of doubts into the normal Discord introduction channel, it will be getting sorted. But if you are posting it in the India channel, then it is going to get sorted up on the priority basis if any kind of help or any kind of things you need. And apart from that, I would like to see a lot of people from this, from this session into the Discord, posting a feedback about this session into the India channel. Especially in the India channel, it will be taken care of. I'd be there to thank you, on my individual basis. Coming to the end of this session, these are my various social media links. If you would like to connect with me on Twitter, connect with me on LinkedIn, email, or Instagram, these are my different social media links. So take a screenshot if you want to, if you do not wish to lose the URLs or anything, and follow me on Twitter if you want to get notifications about Koi and everything. And apart from that, LinkedIn and Instagram all are always the best places for individual networking. And for any kind of emails, you can please refer to sandeep@openkoi.com. And this was a quick snapshot of everything that I covered in the last 1 hour. And I'll just switch this slide within the next 5 seconds. So if you want to take a screenshot, it's your call right now. And all right, with this, we come up to the end of the session, which is Koi, attention is the asset. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for maintaining a lot of patience throughout. So yep, and if you guys have any kind of questions, anything, you can just feel free to shoot them up. And apart from that, I guess there is a Q&A session from the Learn for Cause team as well.
So it was such a knowledgeable and lovely. Is my screen visible?
No, neither you are visible nor your screen is visible. It's just black.
Now?
I guess nope. So I guess there is some technical glitch. Someone from the Learn for Cause team will join us soon. Okay, Chaitanya is here. Chaitanya Warrior. And I can see a lot of thanks popping up. Hey Chaitanya. I guess you were there in the first day session also, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi again.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think Tanya has network issues, so we will just
All
take
right.
questions from the audience, I guess.
All right, no worries. And if in case you would want those the questions, I just forwarded the questions to Dhruv. If you can grab them from him.
Oh,
All right, so I'll see. There are a lot of people who are like coming up saying thanks a lot, thanks a lot. So guys, initially I would like to thank you guys for maintaining a lot of patience, because it's really hard. My session was kept in the end, and if this would have been in the starting, there would have been more people popping up. So I could see lesser number of people, but it's eventually lesser people, but more of a quality. So yep. And I'd not like to blabber around it, but probably I guess this was the best session from the overall Inspire program that you guys would have ever attended. I'm not sure again. So I would like to know this from the
I
audience
think
whether
it
it
was
was it or
one
not.
of the best sessions. You were so interactive, and I think I see a lot more people participating in your sessions more than like they participate in the other sessions. So
Oh,
I think
thanks, thanks.
I enjoyed it a lot. The first session also, that one and this one.
So you being an organizer, you'd be able to see more. Yep, thanks a lot,
Yeah.
thanks a lot. All right, Chaitanya, did you get a
No,
part of
I
the
did
question?
not get the questions. I'm asking
Okay,
people.
just give me a second. Give me a second. Maybe I can drop that in the private chat. Okay, just give me a second, guys. If you have any questions with terms of in related to Koi, just feel free to drop that into the comments box, and I'll be the first one to solve that out. Mm. Can you see them now?
Yes, yes, I can see that. So,
All right.
as we have heard a lot of times, blockchain is based on transparency. How is Koi transparent?
So okay, so it's again something something very brilliant to ask about. So Koi, as I already told that Koi has increased transparency and all that. So Koi is transparent because for you, okay, so right now when talking about Web 2.0, I do not know how much of the money is stored in your in your bank account. I never know what is the number of posts on your Instagram account. I never know what was the blog that you wrote last, right? But eventually when talking in terms of Koi, I can just go to the overall place, the place where all of that data is stored. I can share the link with you guys as well. It's just open, it's open to all on the RVU place, and you can find out all of those different data over there. So you can actually check out how many of the Koi anyone is holding, and how many NFTs have they uploaded, or how much have they been interacting with the CoEx protocol.
Right. Right. So, is it that 1,000 Koi will be generated forever, or is there a cap limit on it?
Okay, so yeah, so it's not that 1,000 coins will be generated every day forever and for till infinity. Means it's not that jab tak hai jaan tab tak hai jahan aisa wala scene nahi hai idhar. It's not that 1,000 koi tokens are going to be generated every day. There is a cap limit of I guess 1 million or 100 million, or 2 million, 2 billion, or 2 million or 2 billion. I'm confused in million and billion, but there is a cap limit that 1,000 koi tokens every day until and unless we reach to that point, and after that it's going to be closed, and then there will be this million and billion of Koi tokens only, which will be transacted inside the community to browse the internet.
Okay. Okay. So, how do I reach out to someone from Koi if I face some issue?
It's just as easy as that. I already talked about that in the session, that you can land up on the website openkoi.com, and then and there you can find multiple links. You can find the link to the Telegram, you can find the link to the Discord. If you shoot up so I'm lesser active in the Telegram group, but if you shoot a message in the in the Discord group for uh, if you shoot a message in the Discord group for Koi, I'll be the first one to answer that to you. And especially if you are putting up your question in the India channel for a higher priority.
Okay. That's it from like I got
Okay.
only three questions.
All right.
So any
And there's this question in the
questions?
comments which says like, how do I reach out to you next? So you can all the time ping me in Discord, and you can just like shoot join the link and you can shoot it out over the Discord in the Co India channel. All right, guys. I guess we are done with this session. Well, it's already 7:29. I'll wait for the another 1 minute. At 7:30, we'll wind up this session from my side. The rest, it's in Chaitanya's hand how she wants to take this forward. So I'm here for the next 1 minute to answer any kind of doubts if you have any. Mhm. I guess none. I guess none.
Okay, so I think Dhruv will take over now. Dhruv, can we have you here?
Yes, sure.
Hi, Dhruv.
Hello. Yeah, Sandeep. It was a great session again. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and
Thanks, man.
now
Thanks,
we will
man.
be
Thanks a lot.
moving ahead. With the Inspire contest as well. Yeah. Even I didn't have the information about Koi and whatever the servers and everything it was about. So got to learn a lot from us, and probably we'll have some quiz in our wallets after this session for sure. Everyone, please watch this session. So again, Sandeep, very much very thank you to you to be present here from in the first day and this today itself. Like it was amazing having you. The crowd has enjoyed through thoroughly, and we have got some amazing response from the crowd as well, who have appreciated all the discussion that we had throughout your
Thanks a
talks.
lot.
So
Thanks a lot. It's
thank you
really
for being with
appreciated.
us. Thank you. So now we have almost reached towards the end of the Inspire India 2021, and now we'll be hosting the Inspire India contest. And this is the second time we'll be hosting the contest, and I'll be just moving through the rules, what we are actually following in order to participate in this contest. Um, so you'll have 15 minutes to participate in the contest, and you can just move to the links which we'll be providing you in the chat box. And yeah, the links will be active for the next 15 minutes. You can participate, and the only top performers of the quiz and the contest will be receiving swags from the Sketchy Foundation and along also the merchandise from the Learn for Costing. So there'll be a technical quiz for the link which will be provided in the live chat, and there also will be a non-technical quiz which will also be provided in the live chat. The non-technical quiz will run for around 1 hour, so you can access it even after the program completes right now. But the technical quiz will be only for 15 minutes, so make sure you access the link as soon as the link is available in the chat box. So even if you do not perform well, if you are not one of the top performers, you'll still receive the participation certificate. So make sure you participate in the contest, and also that will help you to get some good source of fun, because both these contests are made for fun, and you can enjoy having a competitive environment with your peers as well. So yeah, we'll be sharing the link, and the contest will be live in few minutes. So the link will be available in some time. Just stay in the loop. The link will be available at any time in the chat box. So the technical quiz is live right now, and you guys can go and access it. The time is 7:30, and it will be accessible till 7:45. So make sure you access the quiz before it as stops accepting the submissions. The non-technical quiz is also available in the live chat box, and you can go and access it. And yeah, like you have 1 hour to access the non-technical quiz, so you can also do this later on, after this entire Inspire India program ends. So we'll be having the conclusion and the summary of the entire program by our lead host Dharna and Chaitanya. So yeah, we'll just wait for 5 minutes for the people to join again after they have participated in the technical quiz, and then move forward to the with the session, right? So the winners of the Inspire India contest will be announced in the live session and on our Instagram channels. So make sure, if you want to know who the winner is, then you have to make sure you attend the live session today, after the in the YouTube live gets over. And also do not like forget to check out our the next program that we are hosting, that's Upskill India initiative, which is live currently in the Learn for Causes website. So just hop to the Learn for Causes web application. You will find a tab under the courses section of Upskill India. Make sure you just check out all the trainings and all the scholarships that are available, and if that helps you in your career, make sure you register for that as well. So we'll be sharing the feedback link in the live chat, and make sure you fill the feedback link, because that'll make sure that you receive the rest of the like you get subscribed to the Learn for Causes channel, so that you receive the updates whatever we are releasing from time to time. So make sure you also fill up the feedback form. So it will be available in the live chat at any point of time. I'll request Dharana and Chaitanya to take forward the session, and yeah, over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Drew. I hope you guys enjoyed the quiz. Now it's time to end the program. Chaitanya?
Yeah, we come to the end of our 3 day program. So I will just summarize and thank everybody. So we had Aditya, Dhruv, and Sandeep on our first day, and we thank them for joining us, and we thank them for spending their valuable time and information with us. We also thank all the participants who patiently participated and made the session more lively and special. So yeah, Dharna.
Next, we would like to thank Ms. Usha Ragraju and Jay Sadana for joining us on day 2.
And then we would also like to thank Harshvardhan Mishra, Mr. Sachin Pande, and Mr. Omkar Shinde for enlightening us on so many new topics. So this will be the end of we come to the end of our program. And also don't forget to fill the feedback form. Over to you, Dharna.
Yeah, we would also like to thank our sponsors, that is Script Foundation, Skillshare Foundation, CXC Foundation, and Give My Certificate. We would also thank our participants and the audience. Thank you for joining us in. This is the end of the program. We'll see you guys in the next program. And do not forget to fill up the feedback form. Till then, please take care of yourself and stay safe, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.